certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good evening and welcome. I just pumped the brakes. I almost said good morning. I'm wearing my St. Patrick's Day shirt from last weekend. Great memories of a wonderful Saturday night. A horrific Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'm old. Get it? I'm old. Welcome to the show. It is the Steel Toe Evening Show. We are in great spirits today. We are at risk of losing our 6-week winning streak, but a 6-week winning streak is pretty crazy when you think about it. However, a lot of great personal news today and some good professional news as well. I've got my next meeting in May. And you can say that these, and God bless everyone who's spoken to us, both companies. I know there's one company right now that's a little sore, but that's okay. This meeting that I have coming up with probably my favorite. You're not supposed to have a favorite, especially when you're dying to get in the door. But this one scheduled the next meeting for the weekend after when the scheduled trial would have been over. So in my head, I take everyone at their word when they say this won't affect anything. Don't worry about it. But then I just see little things and I'm like, the timing is convenient. That's all. Dinosaur Fuel says dick sucking AA meetings are always hard to go to. No, not that. I don't mean that meeting. This is business. Total different. Also, some great personal news today, which I hope to tell you about very, very soon. So it's, look, we ended up missing by 60 this morning. God bless. Things have been going very well the last year for Steel Toe, so it's not like missing a goal by $60 is going to bankrupt the house or anything. But I'm a very prideful person, and that streak, I got to tell you, that streak means something. I want that streak really bad. Vidam with $5 says, let's go to WJON. That was never on the agenda. That was never one of the stations on the agenda, and I would rather not. I mean, we kind of kicked the shit out of that company and talked a lot of shit about them. I don't mind if they hold a grudge. It's understandable. I can't wait for Steel Toe to be back on the radio. Please hire us, you stupid Jew. Okay, see, Vidam, that's not, I don't think that, no, I don't think that's going to help. Vidam, I don't know if I'd hire you as my agent at that point.
But if you want to talk about sucking Jew dicks.
I don't, though. That's not what I want to talk about at all.
Oh, you sound racist. Good. Yes. Yes, I am.
Right.
Look, motherfucker, I'm finding Jews.
I'm not, though. I don't need to. There's no reason. I'm only looking for one thing.
A Methodist
and the son of a bitch.
Yeah. Power St. G, do you not understand sarcasm and me joking around when I was talking about that last week? And I was like, those guys never liked me. They do not like me. It was one of their employees did tell me, though. One of their employees reached out. It wasn't business. But he was like, hey, man, I'm letting you know, like, I think they're doing this shit to track how popular you are. And by the way, it was definitely their most clicked on article of the week. But again, I understand the butthurtedness. Power Windows says, so did you make the goal after 10 this morning? No. No, we did not. We got down to 60, though. I want to thank Drew. And I have to thank the other guy who threw in 10 bucks. A couple people threw in 10 bucks after the show was over. I appreciate that. Drew. And I think every time I actually read his name, I swallow my pride and I say his name. I believe he should give me an extra like 20, 50 bucks. 10 bucks came in, because I don't have to do this. He did this off the air. Another 10 bucks from I Taste My Own Pre-Cum. Thank you. Thank you. No Pen 15 with $5 says, I believe in Vadam. Don't encourage. Don't encourage. Oh, St. G, you mean the night we were at a friend's wedding and he told one of my friends that I should get in touch with him? Yeah. It's okay. Look, that's why I'm not upset about it. I kind of know the guy in that way. And it's very in character. That's all. I didn't think it would go that way, but I must have said something that upset him. Or maybe it's because I was never talking to those people. Either one, it's too bad, but it's another win for the toe. We are 185 is the number for tonight. So knockout tonight, you guys get a half hour of overtime. Knockout what we left this morning, and just like last Monday, you guys are getting an extra hour of overtime. So up to you guys. We named tonight's episode after you. The evening show crowd. We called it, what is it? The True Heroes of Steel Toe or whatever it is. You guys are the best. Stony's arrived. Stony's showed up. So here's what we're doing. Anyone who throws in $20 or more tonight is getting $50 to Stony's. If you throw in $200, we're going to give you the whole lot of 12 and you can disperse them as you please. That's how it's going to go tonight. $20 gets you Stony's. 200 gets you all 12 of the $50. So thank you guys very much in advance for your contributions. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. The train keeps rolling on, and the very bitter keep trying to stop it, but they just don't have any control of it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the reports I'm getting. Put it that way. I always knew I was good at getting people's goat, at getting them riled up. I had to come to the internet to realize I was this good at it. And to learn the secret, which is don't give a shit like what they're doing and just say shit that purposely gets them all riled up. I'm the best at it. We do have a couple updates from this morning. Remember the Scream Mask teacher? Remember this teacher who got her students to gangbang her wearing the Scream Mask? Which, by the way, not the cool kind of sex teacher. Not like the 22-year-old who's fucking the 18-year-old quarterback where the only thing wrong with it is the power imbalance. And you're like, okay, it's a little fucked up because you're teacher, he's student. But a 22-year-old woman wants to have sex with an 18-year-old man, who am I to fucking, not my pig, not my farm. This was one of the truly creepy ones where it's like one of the kids was 13 and she's a fucking pig and just couldn't help herself. The Scream Mask part, though, just put yourself in those shoes. You're 13 years old, and, you're getting laid for the first time, but the woman asks you to put on the Scream Mask. There's no way you don't feel weird. There's a lot going on upstairs at a moment like that. But we do have the mugshot of the teacher, and, oh boy. To paraphrase Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack, the last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it. Wow. That is, for the mugshot, I have a question. I know we need identifying features and everything, But could we put the Scream mask on her for the mugshot? Just to see, like, if I was in high school and I fucked that teacher, that is one secret I would keep. That, I mean, the first mugshot wasn't as bad as the second one. Not that this one was good, but it's better than this one. She's almost got some great Kali-like facial features in this mugshot. The first mugshot is, a little messy. Maybe Sunday morning, you just got out of bed, some asshole knocked on the door. You got to rush downstairs, throw a t-shirt on, answer the door. Second one, fuck. She's getting ready for prison life early. Ugh. So she had another mugshot come out. The husband divorced her or filed for divorce. I don't think he should have any problems with that. She spent less than 24 hours in Marion County Jail, and it's unclear what the legal issue was. What do you mean? Her new mugshot comes after she was briefly transferred from Morgan County Jail to Marion County for a legal matter, then sent back to Morgan. Oh, so she had some kind of legal, she had something else going on in another county that she was wanted for. Well, I'm guessing whatever it is, it's not nearly as bad as what she's in trouble for now. Cold comfort, I guess. Cop said she'd ply the kid with alcohol and magic mushrooms. She orchestrated an orgy that had the boys wearing masks from the Scream movie franchise. I have yet to see a picture of this teacher that looks good. I've yet to see a passable one. And honestly, that one's probably the best one, and probably just because there's tits in it. That's it. That's all. Get that name out of there and a meeting in May. Stop it. Stop it. There's nothing. That is not a correct name. Get out of there. I know what you guys are doing. I love you for it, but I get it. Looks like one of those before and after meth photos, says Power Windows. She looks like she's been incarcerated for a while, like longer than 24 hours. That looks like someone who's gotten their sentence and they've been serving for a while. The other update we have from this morning was the Lily Stewart. Remember the college chick from early March? That was all smiles for her mugshot because she got arrested for speeding and she kind of made it a glam thing. Well, she got arrested last week again. And the reason she got busted again over the weekend was for obstruction of a law enforcement officer and loitering/prowling. According to the police report obtained by TMZ, cops responded to an intrusion alarm at the student center at around 3 a.m. Okay, so this girl likes to party and she was somewhere where she wasn't supposed to be. Stewart and 3 others were inside the building. Cops say the building closes at midnight and was locked, but there's video showing the group entering without scanning a key card. Uh-oh, somebody's in really big trouble. Police say they approached the group who attempted to flee through another set of doors, with cops intercepting everyone except Stewart. So she got away at first. There she is in her natural habitat. Although at this point, the mugshot might be her natural habitat. Police say Lily eluded officers for a few minutes until she was found crouching behind a brick wall outside the school's football stadium. Cops detained Lily, and when they started questioning her, they say she told them, quote, "I didn't want to get caught doing anything bad because I'm out on bond right now." I mean, it's a good answer. I mean, when you're out on bond, the problem is when you're out on bond like that, you want to be good. You want to behave yourself. Although a lot of times if you pay bond, you don't have conditions. Like you're good. You're free and clear until everything gets cleaned up. And with a speeding ticket, I mean, shit, can't we why waste the taxpayer dollars on that shit? Like, honestly, it's a 20 over speeding ticket. Slap her with a $300-$400 fine and it goes on her insurance and we're done. We can process that one. It's over with. Here's her new mugshot, though. Still not bad. You got to give the girl that. I mean, she's not hard to look at. I mean, she never seems to understand how much trouble she's in. She never seems to understand. the severity of the situation she's involved in, but she's always got a pleasant disposition, and, really isn't that half the battle. Oh my God, they dug up a bunch of videos that she made? All right, let's take a look. I'm really worried I'm going to like this girl. And she's kind of annoying, but she's also a college student. Look, dude, if you can't be a floozy Santa slut when you're in your early 20s, when can you be a floozy Santa slut? I mean, this is fun. There's nothing wrong with this. All right, she's a little over dramatic. Ho, ho, ho. We got it. You're slutty Santa. Let's not. I think we understand the bit at this point. I think that neck pose is all she got. I think the head back thing is really, she doesn't have many moves other than that. This is very white girl slut. Oh, there's a little knee twist. And now we're just bending over a couch. That's more of a Pornhub thing. There's the neck thing again. There goes that neck again. She's gonna, yep, there goes the head. Oh, there's the head again. That's her go-to. Do the head thing. Do the head thing. No, we're not doing the head thing again. The head thing is only for when she's wearing the Santa outfit. That's pretty. That's boilerplate for a college kid. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think we can actually be upset like that. Sam Show says she looks insane. She's a cute 20-something. They're all insane. They're all nuts at that age. Dinosaur Fuel says, good thing for makeup. See, I disagree. I'll say that I think that even without makeup, I thought she looks okay. I think she looks all right, even without the makeup. You guys are funny. I like you guys. I do. All right, 185 away from tonight. $20 gets 50 to Stony's. Thank you guys very much. Cheetos drop by on Friday with the new one. So if you'd like us to send out the $50 to Stony's, there you go. $20 gets you there. 185 tonight, 60 for this morning. You put them both together, you guys get an hour of overtime once again. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. You know how it works. Go ahead and throw in a few bucks and let's update, or let's do right the wrongs of this morning. It's weird. We started really low this morning, because Thursday morning they went fucking crazy. And we didn't really ask a lot this morning. We kind of just, the show was on fire. We were doing a really good job. So I'm like, I don't want to, if we miss, we miss. And then we did. Which kind of sucks. But let's fix it. Adam Simon with $3 says 3 cheers for Vidam. Guys, can we not encourage Vidam when he starts things off with the Jew thing? Is it possible? No Pen 15 with $2 says, I never got my Stonies from last month. They're all gone. I mean, I can get you another one, but all these certificates from last month got mailed out. So I don't know what to tell you there. Send me your address, No Pen. I'll send you out another one. If it doesn't get there, we got to figure something out for you, because we can't keep sending it to a place that doesn't exist. 180 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Sam Show wants me to stop trying to censor Vidam. I'm not trying to censor Vidam. There's 2 different Vidams, all right? There is Vidam, our boy, who's a wonderful guy, and he's just fantastic. And then there's the Vidam that you guys have brainwashed and encouraged to be, I'm just going to say it, a hateful Nazi. You guys have made him a hateful Nazi. That's what it is. Taste Ferry Ialto says, I see a little Stephanie McMahon in her. Really? Because Stephanie McMahon was a little fuller. Unless we're going young Stephanie McMahon. Silverwolf says, no, we made him see the truth. Look, I'm not going to say too much because there's some days where Vidam is on his best behavior. He's doing great. And then there's some days where you guys get to him, I think. There's some days where you guys got to my boy Vidam and you let him down the wrong path, in my opinion. We're not going to let you corrupt him. He's going to be all right. Thank you guys for your early contributions. We do appreciate it. Keep them coming. This is an odd one. Saw this on Twitter today. A YouTuber has been charged with attempted murder. He says he's innocent. And, usually when you say you're innocent of an accused murder, you have an alibi. You have some reason why you're not guilty. I can show you. I have a receipt from a restaurant, or I was putting gas in my car. I have a group of friends, and here's pictures that we put up on social media, and look where they're timestamped. All that shit. Well, this guy had a little bit different alibi for why he can't be guilty of murder. It's because he has too many YouTube subscribers. Nobody tell Mr. Beast that that's an acceptable defense, or he'll just be whacking people left and right. That'll be his new YouTube videos. How many fucking people can I mow down in one afternoon? Don't worry. I've got hundreds of millions of subscribers. It couldn't be me. Let's take a look. This guy's name is Eric Van Conover. Don't know him. That's the weird thing about YouTube. You can have 3 million subscribers. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Like Ethan Klein has a shitload of subscribers. Go to your next family event and say Ethan Klein, and they'll all go, I think he works at the investment bank down the street. I don't know what the fucking Ethan Klein is. Like, it's really weird. If it's TV, if it's movies, if it's anything like that, sports, people will know. If it's something that 3 million people watch, people will know who that is. If it's somebody on the internet who has 3 million subscribers, you bring it up to most normal people and they go, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You're speaking French. This is this Van Conover guy. Never heard of him before, but the police think he killed somebody. He says he's got way too many YouTube subs. Let's hear him out, see who you believe.
I have everything right here and it's all been falsified. If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my...
That guy killed somebody. That guy killed somebody. Or tried to kill somebody, I'm sorry. Attempted murder for allegedly hitting police officer with his car. Yeah. I don't know. That intellectual superiority, that I've never done anything wrong. Anyone who steps to me, I'll show them why they're wrong. I've seen that before.
My intelligence right now. And that's not being egotistical.
Police paperwork.
People like that are low-key the dumbest people you'll ever meet. I know this. People who do that whole, if you want to compare intellect, my intellect can be... Truly remarkably genius people don't have to talk about their intellect. There's a guy, I think he was a nuclear physicist. He worked at Los Alamos. Smartest guy I ever met. I probably only hung out with him 7 or 8 times in my life. But he was my friend's dad's friend. And he would be over there and they would talk. And this guy was fucking brilliant. I mean, but the most humble guy you'll ever meet. Wasn't like, didn't talk about how smart he was or his education or anything like that. But man, smart as a whip, boy.
Work says the pursuit started after Conover was going 55 in a 35. After 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted
Lose yourself
to de-escalate
in the music the moment you...
Sorry.
It's going for 8 miles. Sorry. You know what? I'll walk away with a great big smile and walk my white ass back across 8 Mile. I apologize for that joke. There was no reason to do it. I probably offended someone named Clarence. Clarence lives at home with both parents, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. I'm sorry. I don't want to battle. I'm shook. There ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Why don't we just
miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove at him and hit him in the leg and then sped off for another 28 miles.
Okay, they're not making that up. I was willing to hear this guy out and be like, all right, maybe, this is a misunderstanding, whatever. You were speeding 20 miles over the speed limit. You didn't pull over for 8 miles. When they finally did pull you over, you ran over the cop's leg and drove off for 28 more miles. That's their side of the story. I don't care what your side is. It can't be nuh-uh. That's way too elaborate a story, and you're way too not important enough a guy for them to be making this up, and you go, never happened. Total bullshit.
Our Father who art in heaven.
The paperwork says the officer was
now.
thrown 40 feet, suffering a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder.
Mom, thank God, look at me.
Today in court, Conover was
Jesus.
outspoken, claiming that he's a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and saying this was part of a, quote, police sting against him.
That's right. Oh, yeah, you've got 3 million YouTube subscribers, so this must be the corrupt government trying to get... Guys, we got to get this guy. With all the crime we've got in this county, with all the problems we've got, there's a guy with 3 million YouTube subscribers, and boy, do we have to make sure we put the muzzle on him. I got bad news for you, dude. I make my living on the internet. I didn't know who you were. I guarantee these cops don't know who you were. They're trying to... It's a conspiracy. They're trying to... What did he stick his leg out in front of your car?
All right.
Okay, Eric.
All right.
They're here to help you.
The state asks that he remains in preventative detention.
The state's position is that when a law enforcement officer signals for you to pull over and stop, you should do so.
He has had a chance to review the police reports in this matter and denies these allegations. He does not agree with the reports as that they are stated.
The defense asked that he be released, saying he's not a threat to the public and has no criminal record.
I mean, he seems normal enough, right? I'm going to go with either undiagnosed mental illness or a drug problem. One of the two. He's a bit high-strung.
Police say he was arrested Friday night for a separate drunk driving charge, which
Oops.
Conover denies.
Boy, this guy's never done anything. I'm starting to feel bad for him. All the frame jobs. They're lying about him driving drunk. They're lying about him running over the car. This poor guy, he's never done anything wrong in his life, and these cops are just picking on him.
Sober from alcohol for 1,558 days. So to press me on a DUI, I'm a public figure.
The judge did hold Conover in preventative detention. He's due back in court next week for a probable cause hearing. In Conway, Kelly O'Brien, WMUR, News 9.
Oh, wow. So we got
1,444 days sober from alcohol today.
Well, they say when you fall off the wagon, you fall off hard, and you got about 3 years in. That's a hell of a fall.
Welcome to episode number 1 of my podcast, Building Legacy. Episode 1, How I Got Sober.
Oops. Episode 2, How I Got So Fucked Up I Couldn't Drive My Car. Episode 3, How I Almost Killed a Cop. Step 4, episode 4, how many subs do I need before I can't be guilty as shit? I guess. Temple of Jared says, total wacko. He has 3 million subs. I'm going live. Yeah, I mean, give it a shot, right? God damn it, Vidam. Another $5. Come to protest with us. Open the... God. Guys, I think we lost him. I think we've lost Vidam for today. I think poor Vidam is gone. Yeah, I'll tell you what, boy. This guy, I don't think he did anything wrong. Actual Steel Toe fan says, dude, I watched that guy's New York real estate shit. Is that what he really did? Oh, so you know that guy. Okay. Says he's actually pretty entertaining. Should we check it out? Should we see Eric Van Conover vlogger. So he does real estate, huh? Eric Van Conover. I'm guessing he hasn't uploaded anything the last couple of days. Oh, no, 3 weeks ago was his last one. 2.76 million subscribers. Here's the How I Got Sober one. Touring the most expensive Gilded Age mansion in America. Touring a 400-year-old Gothic New York City mansion. All right, let's take a look.
Reassembled, but to ship this across the Atlantic Ocean in 1845?
Wait, they shipped this fucking house across?
As if this story wasn't a tall tale enough. Then apparently in 1910, it was relocated again from the Upper West Side to Gramercy Park, the neighborhood where we're currently standing. Very interesting with a lot of these older houses in the city. The true history is extremely hard to find, and this is what I was able to dig up from the internet, but also from the listing.
It's so weird, like, to work backwards from this guy got fucked up and tried to kill a cop, tried to run a cop over, to, like, this sober, like, successful guy in a suit just going, hey, guys, look at this crazy mansion from the 1800s. Isn't this some wild shit? Like,
peek in here.
Some people, like, you think, like, oh, come on, these addicts, they can have, like, a sip, right? Nope. They have a sip. They go from this to fucking losing their minds in front of the court on TV, just going, if you want to test my intellect, I'll fucking destroy you. I've never done anything wrong in my life. I'm a pup. So this makes his whole, like, the police are out to get me thing seem even more ridiculous. Like, what are the cops out to get you for? I thought maybe he did a channel where he, like, outed the authorities and exposed them. He just goes to old houses and go, hey, pretty cool, huh? Wild shit. All right, here's the dining room. I don't think that's really anything the cops are conspiring to shut down, buddy.
And even if you look down below the tiling, you can tell just by the tiling how smooth they are, that they are so weathered by feet walking over them for hundreds of years at this point. From the
holy shit, it's amazing how, like, if you're an addict, like, the difference between using and not using truly is. Like, how you are, you know, I know it's a cliche, but you're a different person. I mean, you would, if you told me that this guy was speeding 20 miles over and, you know, almost killed a cop and sped off for 28 miles, I'd have said, you fucking out of your mind. This guy's a nerd who likes to go walk through mansions. And now all of a sudden he's screaming at the TV people about how it's all a conspiracy. It's some people, man, they're just not a drop. Can't have a drop. Nothing. Or as Cottonwood says, homo. Homo. You know, sometimes I like to dive deep into these stories, and then I realize, you know, there's a lot simpler explanation here. Like homo. NoPen15 with $2 says, Vidam, we welcome you with open arms. Temple of Jared says, what was he on? Alcohol? Don't. And then he goes, LMAO. Hey. Oh, man. I mean, alcohol counts, right? If you're addicted to alcohol and it fucks your brain up, you can't be having any. Not a very forgiving crowd tonight. Someone says, check the comments on his latest video. Oh, really? How about the most recent comments on this one? Madonna needs to own this. Finally, a house with character and soul. If you're watching this, see a therapist. Help. This is satire. This is the most comedic event. God, people are so mean. Like, this guy is ridiculously fucked, and they're all like, ah, ha, ha. All right, let's check this out. His
Today is 1,509 days sober from alcohol.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to episode number 2 of Building Legacy. And in today's episode, I am honored to have my good friend Yoon, who is the co-founder with his wife Annika of a company called Nomad Greenland. And I actually was fortunate enough to go up there and spend 10 days almost, a little over a week and a half, in one of the most beautiful, stark, desolate, yet just magical places in the world.
Podcasting isn't for everyone. Look, his mansion shit does way better than his podcast stuff. All right, let's see. People said we should check out the comments. Let's see what they say. Can I have your subscribers when you go to prison? Hitting a cop? What the fuck happened? Good riddance. Praying for you. Wow, there's one decent person. Give us a tour of your prison cell. Should have stayed on your medication. An obvious controlled opposition agent. Acting skills of a junior high drama club. R.I.P. Bozo. Dude, Eric, what the gel? I think he means hell. I love your videos and recent transition to helping others. Why is this happening? Booze will fuck you up, dude. I knew the comments were going to torch his ass. And, you know, to think of what it was all about. You know, it was all about 20 miles per hour over. That's it. 20 miles per hour over. You could have pulled your ass over. I mean, look, 20 miles over is a lot. You know, you're going to pay a sizable fine, but, you know, like you said, you got 3 million subscribers on YouTube. You'll be all right. Actual Steel Toe fan says, I'm fixing to go be nice on his channel. Like, when it's serious shit like that, and like the guy's clearly an addict and he's clearly lost his mind, it's like, all right, guys, I think he's getting his right now. I don't think it needs to be made worse. But like if you stand up and you say that, in real life, people will go, yeah, wow, you know, that's a great sentiment. Thank you. On the internet, they'll go, you fucking queer. What are you talking about? Let's light his ass up. And you're like, if you like, basically the internet's bizarro from real world. Real world, they say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. On the internet, it's completely the opposite. You got something mean to say, or you got something nice to say, why don't you go take a fucking hike? Why don't you leave all the rest of us alone? We got Redbird with $5. Getting us down to 170 tonight, which I do appreciate. Twitch Chad says, quit being a faggot, Aaron. MSO says, your next co-host. I think I've run through enough criminal hosts and co-hosts in my day. I don't think I need any more co-hosts with any kind of chemical issues, okay? We're done with that. We got Johnny. Oh, shit. Johnny smokes a shitload of weed. God. Look, when you pay what I pay, your options are limited. You know, you're probably going to have to deal with some weed use. And it's like, you can't go to Corey for that reason, because Corey, that's weed. I guess Oz, but like, Oz is the only one of our co-hosts who never did any kind of chemicals, yet he's the one who ended up with the stroke. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Thank you very much for that $5, Redbird. 170 away from tonight. If you're just joining us, we got our new Stony's gift cards. Everybody who donates $20 tonight is getting $50 to Stony's. If you throw in 200, we'll give you the whole 12. And also, we're 170 away from tonight's goal, but if we knock that out and you guys knock out with the morning mist with that 60, we'll give you their extra half hour of overtime. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. Well, that guy is in deep shit, and they're not letting him out either. They, look, man, they protect their own. That's for sure. And you get, I know it's not right. And, you know, everybody should be treated equal under the law. But if you fuck with a cop, they're going to treat you shittier than fucking with a regular civilian. And if you hit a cop and he goes flying 40 feet and you fuck up his leg, they're going to throw the book at you. That's the way of the world. RP Jesus says, I thought Oz drank a lot. Oh, that's true. Oz did drink a lot. I don't know if Oz still does drink a lot. I talk to him probably once a month or so. And sometimes you can tell he's been imbibing. Sometimes he hasn't been imbibing. I think he's getting back into the laser engraving business, too. So that would be kind of cool. We got Aaron doesn't do pre-employment drug tests. Most of the jobs I'm finding listed right now do. Well, aren't the people who have worked for Steel Toe some of the lucky ones? I mean, shit, you can be a drug abuser on this show and we'll lie and cover for you on the air for a good 4 or 5 months. I mean, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Speaking of vehicular crimes, I would really like to change the laws in Minnesota. You know, right now we have we have the legislature is in session here in Minnesota. So now is the time to change laws if you want to change them. One thing I'd like to see changed, if you run the stop arm on a bus, you know, the bus stops, puts the arm out, you run that, it's just an automatic execution. Like on site. We just get rid of you. What kind of prick runs a bus stop arm? How in a hurry are you exactly? Leave the house 5 minutes earlier. Fuck that. Leave the house 10 seconds. Do you know how quick a bus stop is? A bus stop, of all things. So we have a story here tonight out of Minnesota where a driver nearly hit a child after illegally passing a school bus. Now, either the parent should be allowed to run this car down, drag the person in it out of it, and beat the living shit out of them, or death penalty. Let's take a look at this one. This was actually West Virginia. I'm sorry. Oh, it is on Fox 9. I was going to say, they have a Fox 9 too? No, we just, for some reason, posted a West Virginia story on our Minnesota. Okay, I just saw a headline for an article titled, Nudieland Gunman Sentenced. We're going to check out Nudieland. Oh, and that former Minnesota senator that got caught in that underage prostitution sting, his wife filed for divorce today. What took her so long? Throw in a couple of bucks while we're doing this story. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Every 20 bucks gets 50 bucks to Stony's, and we're 170 away from our first win of the week. We missed by 60 bucks this morning. We hope you consider contributing or becoming a member or gifting memberships or what have you. Definitely hit thumbs up, hit like, and hit follow on Rumble. We're pushing 4,000 subs on Rumble. That would put us at nearly 18,000 subscribers total, which is very cool. All right, here we go. One more time. Oh, they've got the license plate number. Good. So here comes the kid on the phone. What the fuck, asshole? Now, you can say, oh, what's that kid doing on their phone? They should be paying attention when they cross the street. All right, fine. But the bus stop is stopped. The arm is out. You keep your ass back there. There's no reason whatsoever. I don't care if you got someone bleeding to death in the back seat. You don't need to run a school bus stop arm. They take 15 seconds to clear out. If that person wasn't going to make it because of a 15-second stop, they weren't going to make it. One more time. Jesus. God forbid they hit the kid. But that's automatic. Like, turn off the body cameras. Turn off all the dash cams. Turn off everything. Let's just, take this one out. Extrajudicial. And we'll all look the other way. We do have an update. They did get the guy at least.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, shocking surveillance video leading to the arrest of a man deputies say was behind the wheel of that car that you just saw, illegally passing a stopped school bus in St. Albans.
That driver just missing a child, as you can see from the video, who was crossing the street. Addie Smith spoke with transportation officials about the terrifying ordeal.
The stop sign comes out and the lights start flashing on a school bus. Drivers are supposed to stop. But last Friday, this driver did anything but. Watch this shocking video released by the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office showing this car swerving at a high rate of speed, crossing the...
And if you're that kid, I mean, that takes a few seconds to process. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Double yellow line and passing the bus, narrowly missing a student who was walking across the street. Charles Boland, the transportation supervisor of safety and training for Kanawha County Schools, says incidents like these happen far too often.
It scares you, it makes you angry, and it makes you want to get out there and get a hold of somebody and say, what in the world were you thinking?
That's the first thing, that's the first thing everybody thinks of when they see this. I think especially if you have kids. Although I don't think you have to have children to hate this person with a mortal passion. But if you have kids, the first thing you think when you see this is you're like, oh God, how satisfying it would be to just watch this guy get fucking, what was the Rodney King riot guy? Oh God, I used to have his name committed to memory. The guy who got hit with the brick, he got pulled out of the car. Oh, I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm going to remember this. He gets pulled out of the car. They hit him with the brick. Reginald Denny. That was it. You just want to see a guy like that get Reginald Denny'd.
Deputies say Kevin Webster.
Oh, wow. You know what? I don't think the world would lose anything.
Was the driver behind the wheel of the white Lincoln that sped by the stop bus. But it didn't end there. Webster was taken into custody after being arrested on DUI charges in that vehicle the next day in Putnam County. He is now facing a long...
Wait. So he sped by the kid, and then he got picked up a few days later, not because they recognized his car from almost hitting the kid, but because he was fucked up driving a car as well. Yeah, then we're definitely not missing anything. Let's get rid of him. I don't care if like you just, call it or if you put him in some kind of a facility and never let him out. This guy, there's no use in rehabilitating him. What's he going to contribute? Are we going to get a return on our investment? Lock him up.
Long list of charges, including overtaking and passing a school bus, DUI, and reckless driving.
We'll let him out.
A 40-foot yellow bus with red flashing lights.
Working in the transportation field, Boland says he's seen cars run bus stop signs many times, but has never seen this close of a call. He says they're going...
That's sad, too. You've seen cars fly by bus stop signs multiple times. That's unfortunate. It's like one of the easiest things to stop for. It's actually really inconvenient to pass them. You got to swerve. You got to go into the other lane. It's
going to use this incident as a teachable moment.
Not only our bus drivers, but also in the schools with our students to teach them how to also, they need to be alert as well when they're getting on the bus and getting off the bus.
What he's trying to say is get your fucking nose out of the phone. And that's true. I mean, but I don't know if a car's speeding down like and coming around the bus like that. I don't know how much taking your nose out of the phone is really going to help at that point. It's really up to God.
Boland wants to remind all drivers to be alert and pay attention while behind the wheel, especially around school buses. Addie Smith, WSA's.
Problem is the people who need to know that message don't hear it, and the people who hear that message typically have already got it. They've gotten the message. Tim Bollinger with $1 says, I can't figure out if it's your shirt that's so weird looking or if it's just you. It's a little bit of a weird looking shirt. I mean, I'm somewhat of an odd looking fella, but I think I'd like to say it's the shirt and not me that looks all fucking goofy. Tim, thank you for the $1. Let's rally up here a little bit. Let's make it an easy night after the struggle we had this morning with a really low goal. 170 away from tonight. Again, every $20. I think the Stony's gift cards I think they've gotten out to everybody who wants them because these are getting harder and harder to distribute. That's for sure. Every $20 gets 50 to Stony's, and you show your support for the show, which we do appreciate. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, those are my favorites. Rumble rants, super chats, all of that's great too. 170 away from knocking it out tonight. And, of course, we'll give you an hour of overtime. We'll do a 3-hour show if you knock out that extra 60 that we missed from this morning and keep our 6-week perfection streak alive. Pumpkin Popsums becoming a member for 34 months. Says lace up Biznatches. I haven't seen Biznatch in quite some time. Temple of Jared says, is that Ron Lindell? Mike Lindell. That is Mike Lindell from MyPillow. That was a gift from the MyPillow people when we had them on as an advertiser of our program. And then I made, during one of their live reads, I may or may not have made reference to Mike Lindell thinking the 2020 election was rigged and then calling a MyPillow the perfect thing to bite into if you're being sodomized. Look, the read got weird, okay? And then, we've been on hiatus with MyPillow ever since. Should we maybe see if we can get back? They're having a hard time right now. Maybe now's the time to patch things up. Maybe. Give it a shot. See what they think. I'll tell them they're a God company, right? Yeah, he's wearing a cross in that thing, in that blow up and everything. I'll tell him I found Jesus. We'll be fine. Oh, and by the way, Temple of Jared, that is a Jared Allen Skol Minnesota Vikings mullet headband that he's wearing. That's why he has the curls on. MSO says the sodomy series, very fluffy. See, now that's the kind of read that I wouldn't make. I wouldn't do that read if we had that opportunity again today. Silverwolf says hiatus is one word for it. Yeah, I think we should see if we can get that old steel toe promo code back for MyPillow. I think that would be nice. Leia says, can we see a clip of that, please? It's on the Steel Toe channel. If you go through our videos, there is a MyPillow saga where we have one clip of me doing the read. Then we have another clip of MyPillow emailing us while we're on the air. And then we have another clip of them letting us know that our services are no longer needed and that we've disrespected Mike. Whoopsie daisy. I tell you what, guys, knock out that goal tonight. We'll go check out we'll go see the MyPillow bit during overtime. We'll go watch it for Leah. Throw in a couple of bucks. I sure would appreciate it. It sure does make these shows a lot easier to do because we do them for a living. And if we don't hit those goals, we can't do them for a living. Hulkamasha Baby with $1 says, was it the gay sex or the bestiality and necrophilia that made them leave? You know, really, that's a good point that you bring up. It could have been any one of the three or a combination of same. I guess we could go back. Actually, one of the things they had a problem with was us making fun of. It actually wasn't so much the sodomy or the bestiality. What they said in the email was that Mike was fighting for our country, and they didn't like that we were making jokes about Mike and the election and the what was the name of that company, the voting machines? Oh God, the Diebold or whatever it was, the voting machines that he got sued by, and they didn't like that we were, look, talk about their pillow being great for gay sex. That's totally fine. Make bestiality jokes and necrophilia jokes. That's cool. Make fun of the 2020 election at Mike's expense. We got to cut you loose. Dominion. Thank you, guys. Dominion was the name of the company that Mike got sued by. MyPillow's still hanging in there, though. I know they had to downsize their warehouses and all that, but they're still hanging in. And then you had 23andMe. Someone just said, see if you can get a promo code for 23andMe. They declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy today. 23andMe. I swear to God, I saw it. Files for bankruptcy as demand dries up. 23andMe on Sunday filed for bankruptcy in the U.S. after struggling with weak demand for its ancestry testing kits and a 2023 data breach. Got to be kind of worried. I mean, that company has all of your information and all of your data. If you've used them and now they're about to go belly up, what happens to all that? What happens to all your information? That's strange. You understand it's kind of a shitty business model because once people get that service done, there's no follow-up service. Like now you've figured out your lineage and your family history and everything. It's not like you need 23andMe again. It doesn't exactly make itself easy to use a second, third, and fourth time. So it's understandable why they might run out of customers. So 23andMe declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They might be that might be the end, or they reorganize and maybe things get better. No Pen 15 Fathead with $20. Thank you, No Pen. No Pen jumping into the to the fray. I believe he's at 25 now for the week. Says, I'll email you my address so it doesn't get lost this time. Yes, please do. And I sent all the last group of certificates out, so it's out there floating in the ether somewhere. In fact, I remember sending yours out specifically. 150 away from tonight. Thank you very much. Pumpkin Popsums with $20. Pumpkin Popsums throwing in 20, getting himself some Stonies. Let me mark these up real quick. No pen. Whoops. And Pumpkin. There we go. You guys send me your info. I'll make sure I get these Stonies out to you. Anybody who throws in 20 or more tonight is getting $50 from Stony's. Pumpkin Popsums with $20 says, don't give your DNA to these people. They sold it all to the Chinese. Well, for some people, it's a little late. I never did it. I'm pretty sure of where I came from. I know about my family's legacy, lineage, whatever. So I never felt the need to do the swab thing. And plus, the only reason people to do it is to find out how black they are. But I got to say, it doesn't seem like I'm very black. I was a mid-range jump shooter in basketball. I've got a real German dick. It's just none of it. The African thing, I'm sure the percentages are negligible. 191 Redbird with $1 says, as you look behind you at burning bridges as far as the eye can see, have you considered that the problem might be you? No shit. You think Aaron's maybe been a little toxic in his behavior from time to time? You think that Aaron might be... You know what it was? It was too easy and it was too quick. We shot to number 1 when I was like 30. I was 30 years old. Sold out comedy shows all over the state of Minnesota. 200, 300, sometimes 400 people. And it's just like, and there's girls and there's booze and everybody loves you and you're just the greatest and you're making more money than you've ever made. I didn't handle it well. But I'm young enough. They're already starting to talk about second chances. I mean, shit, Anthony was out of terrestrial radio for 15 years. Had a similar rough record. After he was let go from radio. So, thank God the business is hard up right now. That's all I can say. Leah with $5. And the fact that this is going fine. This is back to profitability. This is going okay. We got a few more advertisers and a few more reads to do. Things are looking up. Leah with $5 says, the fact that you made fun of him for that makes me like you even more. Well, thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. Tim Bullinger with $1 says, your tits hang right over Lucky on that shirt. No, they don't. I don't have any tits. My tits are very tiny. You don't even know where they are. They could be up here, for Christ's sake. No Pen with $2 says, it's lost forever with your handwriting. I will find it. It's findable. Thank you, buddy. And 1:30 away from today. Hey, guys, keep it going. We're on our way. 1:30 away from tonight. $60 away from this morning. You guys could get yourself a 3-hour show. 191 Redbird says, in the paperwork, you signed the rights to your DNA over to them. Only an idiot would do that in today's age with government and big pharma. It sounds like RFK, speaking of big pharma, RFK wants to ban big pharma ads from television. Just keeps going back to what I've been saying. Those Kennedys, man, they're just like moths to a bug zapper. They just love trying to get themselves killed. RFK Jr. pharma ads. See, I see all the breaking news stuff. Okay, now it's showing up in the news. Oh no. Okay, I'm glad that I didn't jump on this and get a link and do the whole thing. Mega fooled by official RFK Jr. plan to ban pharma ads on TV. That is one thing about Twitter. This is a big setback for Twitter. You know how before we really hated how Twitter would ban stuff and call it misinformation, and a lot of the times it would just be censoring conservatives? I will say that since Elon Musk bought Twitter, it's better that it's more open, but there is more fuckery with breaking news shit. Like, never see one of these Twitter accounts and it says, MAGA's about to do this, RFK's about to do this, Trump is going to do this. Go to Google, do a Google search of that thing, hit the news tab, see if there's anything on it. If there's not, it's probably bullshit. So I'm not saying we need to go back to the days of like, censoring everything and all that, but like, I want to be able to trust the consumer to be able to sort the bullshit from the real stuff, but throw a penny in a wishing well and do the same. Leah says nothing is better with Elon. Fuck him. And then there's that as well. 1:30 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. You're on your way. Thank you so much. Continue throwing in. We've got plenty. I think we got about 10 Stony's gift cards. Now we're going to say 150. Anyone who throws in 150 will get the remaining 10 Stony's gift cards. But anyone who throws us $20 is going to get one of the 50s, which is fantastic. Rad, as Corey used to say. 130 is the number. And again, we missed by 60 this morning. So if you make up both of those and you pick up the slack for those damn morning show people again, we'll give you an extra hour tonight. So thank you for your generosity. We got the school bus story all taken care of. What the fuck is... So I've lived in Minnesota my whole life, right? And by the way, Temple of Jared, thank you very much. He says, I love this guy. Well, I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you come visit us in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Hope you consider becoming a follower, a subscriber. You hit that follow button. Thank you, man. That's very nice of you to say something like that. In fact, everybody hit like. Everybody hit subscribe. Temple of Jared, if you'd like to know, he says, is everyone here from Minnesota? I think most people, the largest chunk of my audience is from Minnesota. We were a very successful terrestrial radio show, and I got in a little bit of trouble, and you could say I got canceled. I was one of the canceled. We made fun of an Iowa radio personality, and we went a little hard in the paint. And, she threw a fit, and one of her friends was on TikTok, and they threw a fit, and then a bunch of people started calling, and the company said, you can come back, but we want control of this, that, and the other thing. And I said, we're going to try our hand at the internet and see. Like, they wanted all of our social media. They wanted all of our, our Twitch channel that we had at the time. They wanted our Facebook pages and all of that stuff. And we said, But then can't you just take that shit and fire us anyway? And then we have no way of talking to our audience. So we just took it here, and we've been surviving on the internet the last 4 years and doing pretty well. So thank you very much, Jared. Tell your friends, share the show. We appreciate it. And if you guys feel like helping us knock that goal out, that's always the funnest part for me, is when that goal hits 0. The Rockin' 101.7 top donations board looks like this. Schweitz at $50 is in first place. Ablo Pacheco in second with 25. Camel Toe with $20 in number 3. Miss Tay at 20. As of right now, No Pen has now jumped up into second place with $27. So doesn't take much to get yourself on the board. All right, let's go to our next one. I don't know what the fuck Nudieland is. And again, I've lived here my whole life. There was a shooting at Nudieland, a Minneapolis concert venue. I'm just going to make a guess that it might be the member of a particular identifiable community at a place like Nudieland.
Today marks
a 23-minute press conference
to the horrific mass shooting at Nudieland last summer.
They have to say Nudieland.
Dominic Burris was sentenced today to 278 months, or just...
Oh, shit. I thought they were going to say years. I was like, holy dick. How many fucking people did he shoot?
Over 23 years in prison for shooting and killing August Golden and causing traumatic injuries to so many others.
I'm looking at the people in the background. I'm guessing this was some kind of anti-LGBTQ thing. So I thought it was going to be like an LGBTQ shooter because it happened at a place called Nudieland. No, I think it sounds like it was some black guy who shot some LGBTQ folk. Okay, that's why the state of Minnesota came down so hard on him.
His co-defendant, Cyrell Boyd, was previously sentenced for his role in this tragic shooting.
This is a weird message that like states send when they give people stiff penalties for like anti-LGBTQ crimes, because black on black crime, they don't give them nearly as harsh of a sentence. And the sentiment you're kind of sending through that is, black people, whatever, you can shoot each other. It's not as big of a deal to us here in Minnesota, or just the amount of black on black crime that doesn't get solved, period. But it kind of sends a message. But if you fuck with people who cross-dress or people who like dick or anything like, oh, we're going to throw the fucking book at you. And then you wonder why black people are starting to ever so slightly vote Republican a little bit more. They kind of feel forgotten. They feel like they were the favorite toy of liberals. And then all of a sudden, these big rainbow-colored LGBTQ toys came out. And liberals ran over to them and just wanted to play with them all the time. And black people were like, well, what the fuck about us? And it's like, that's fine. You'll be in our closet for when we need you. The fuck we will.
My thoughts today are with August family and loved ones, as well as all of the others who were injured and traumatized that day. While today is the end of our prosecution in these cases, it simply marks a new chapter in what will be a lifetime of missed memories and pain.
Oh, well, so it's just a press conference to let you know they got the guy and everything else. 23 years behind bars for a mass shooting in Minneapolis in 2023 at the Nudieland concert venue. Quick question, and then I'll move on from this story. But why is it that all the places that are like big LGBTQ venues, why is it that they all just have such degenerate names? And I know asking this audience that is dangerous, but I can't I also hate that noticing things is also insinuating something, but I can't help but notice shit. And one thing I notice is that, there's a lot of degeneracy just in the names. Nudieland. Hey, we're Nudieland. Okay, I got it. Nude, naked. Wow, dicks and tits everywhere. Holy shit, you guys are fucking crazy. It's all a little too when I can hear the name and right away I go, oh, this is probably X, Y, or Z. And then people are like, oh, really? Why do you say that? And it's like, well, am I right? Well, that doesn't matter. No, that's really all that matters. Was that? Because if I'm wrong, I apologize. That was very judgmental of me, and I'm sorry. If I'm right, I don't feel bad at all. Temple of Jared says, according to witnesses, the gunman made homophobic comments after learning the concert goers were lesbians. So it was some black guy who shot a bunch of gay people. It all turns into, it is kind of weird though, because I think the news and prosecutors and shit, it's a lot cleaner and easier for them if it's a white guy who does it. I think they always kind of want it to be that way. You ever notice when there's a mass shooting and it's not a white guy? It doesn't really get covered as long. We don't talk about it as much. It's another thing you just notice. 09 Canyon says Nudieland is funny. Nudie bar, nudie magazines makes you giggle. Well, not that night. Trucker 18 Wheeler says, so you're going to Nudieland? I'm not going to Nudieland. No, Mr. Beat, we're not. God damn it. You know what? I'm not going to open this topic up any further because I exercise my thoughts and then you guys extrapolate and it goes a fuckload of a lot further. $130 away from tonight's goal. I'd really like a win tonight. I'll be quite honest with you. I need a win tonight after that swing and a miss last night. You guys don't have to make up for what the morning show missed. Let that be their problem to deal with. We've got all week to make that up and get our 7th consecutive perfect week. But let's knock out that 130. Let's call it a win for the toe. Every $20 gets $50 to Stony's Bar, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Former Minnesota Senator Justin Eichhorn's wife has now filed for divorce after that prostitution sting where he and 13 other men got arrested for searching out underage girls who turned out to be undercover cops. He did resign. They didn't have to, drag him out of the Senate, which thank God. I don't know how safe of a Republican district that is, but the balance of power in the Senate is very It's very much on a razor's edge. It could go either way. So that seat is a very important one. Police said Eichhorn attempted to meet up with a 17-year-old girl who turned out to be an undercover officer. So now his wife has filed for divorce after the resigned lawmaker was arrested last week, accused of trying to hire a teen prostitute. And, we did have one person, and they did recant this later. They said, all right, you know what? That was a fucked up question for me to ask. But we did have one person ask, oh, Aaron, isn't this kind of entrapment? And I'm like, no, not really, because if you're a normal person who's not a fucking freak or a pedo, when someone, writes you online and goes, hey, you want to meet up and have sex with a 17-year-old? You go, no, get the fuck away from me. And you block that person. The fact that you show up and you're intending to have sex with an underage person, there's the crime right there. Lock them up, throw away the key, don't let them out. I really do. Like, the more we see stories like this, the more I do miss the Minnesota sex offender treatment program where they just locked people up and never let them out. I thought that was great. Constitution got in the way of that one. We got some details from the city of Bloomington, Minnesota, though, on this sting operation that got the senator.
Bloomington police just provided some new details in a news conference about a recent sex sting, which ultimately led to the arrest of the now former state senator.
The only thing that would make this even more just is if the sting ended with the police coming down out of the rafters in white and black face paint and a baseball bat. Oh my God, it's Sting! And you're out of time!
Bill Keller joins us live in Bloomington, where the news conference just took place. And Bill, tell us about some of the new information we learned. Good
Fucking
morning.
Cool shot next to the trucks, bro.
Good morning, Tom. This was a bigger operation than first thought. It turns out that Justin Eichhorn, one of 14 men arrested by Bloomington police last week. The 40-year-old now charged with soliciting sex from a 17-year-old girl. And take a look behind me. That is actually his truck, one of two vehicles that the chief says were forfeited as part of the arrests, and now,
bro, nice truck though. not a bad looking truck. Would you have thought, like, talking to your grandparents when you were a kid and shit, like that Toyota would be an accepted manufacturer of trucks? And not only that, from everyone, I know a few people who drive Tundras and they drive Toyota trucks. They love them. They think they're great. The fact that a Japanese auto company is an accepted truck maker now is just, it's still kind of wild to me. But man, you put it all on the line. What's that Brad Pitt line from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? He goes, I know I'm too old to be going to jail for poontang. That's the way you answer that fucking question. Look at this.
Federal prosecutors are asking that Eichhorn stay locked up until until his trial is done. They're concerned that he might...
Don't worry. It's not like he's got to go to work or anything. Also, the operation was called Operation I Can't Help Myself. It's a little on the nose.
Struck the investigation. Eichhorn was arrested last week while trying to meet a teenager in Bloomington, but prosecutors say he was actually communicating with an undercover detective at the time. This morning, Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges provided details about each of the men arrested. He says the suspects, which range in age from 23 to 59, are all from Minnesota and Wisconsin. He says there was really nothing.
They've got them all with a predator next to them. Oh, I love that. Very nice. I love that there's still shame in that game. That's a good thing. We've gotten very politically correct lately. I'm glad that there's still a lot of shame in the pedo game. Lock them up, throw away the key, call them predator, call them whatever you want, put up whatever pictures you want. You can't be mean enough.
Special that stood out about Eichhorn, just one of those 14 men nabbed trying to have sex with an underage girl.
One of the law enforcement sources asked me, do you know you got a state senator in your jail? And I said, no. And I called the jail. They didn't even know who Justin was.
What a shameful, what a shameful indictment of the Minnesota education system that we don't even know our state senators, for goodness sake. Nobody knows their state senator. I think my representative is Dan Wolgamott. And my senator it's not Tamatice. It's my state senator is, I know who my state senator is. Hopefully not this fucking guy. There, that's my state senator. I am. Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched something called Part of the Problem.
So, I mean, we had no idea who he was. But the only time we caught him here was in Bloomington. But I will say that the language that he used is indicative of someone who this is not their first time.
Uh-oh. Ew, God, you know what? I'm so glad I don't know what that language is or what that language would be, but imagine you're a cop and you know that. The girl I dated in high school, my first girlfriend, her dad was a police officer who, like, his unit that he was in charge of busted people for, like, kiddie porn and stuff. And, like, he had a dog from the department that he owned, and it is a job that really takes a psychological toll on all those guys. I mean, it's a very traumatic unit to work in, busting shit, because you got to see it all. And it's got, oh, God, you couldn't pay me enough. And I'm sure those guys don't get paid enough to do that job. You just know shit that you
Steve
don't want to know.
One of those men arrested was a convicted sex offender. All the others are out, but they have all been charged with soliciting prostitution from a minor over the age of 16. Now, prosecutors say in a phone call from jail, Eichhorn tried to get an associate to remove a computer from his St. Paul apartment, but the woman...
Oh, no. Hey, you want to go to my house and grab my laptop? Oh, shit. Which my answer, hey, man, why are you in jail again? Oh, I was caught soliciting a 17-year-old. Say, you want to go to my house and get a laptop out for me? Fuck no, I ain't touching that thing. I ain't going anywhere near your house. Hey, come on, it's just I just want you to get my laptop. Nope, I ain't getting your laptop. Jesus.
Someone showed up just as the FBI was executing a search warrant last week, so agents were able to block her from retrieving that laptop. But they also found a bag inside, a handgun, $1,000 cash, and an iPhone that appeared to have been factory reset, a possible attempt to destroy evidence.
What a fucking pervert. Oh, throw the book at him. Get rid of him. And get that special election going as quickly as possible. Replace that fucker in record time. McBuster says Melton would vote for him. Yeah, he wouldn't even need to hear the rest of the issues. Sounds like my kind of guy. Trucker 18-wheeler with $1 says, why does autocorrect capitalize Jew all the time? It's retarded. We weren't even talking about anything related to that. Thank you for the $1. MSO says the phone contained Melton's phone number. It's just, anytime we have a story like this, it's just the Melton jokes come out like, I understand why those guys all just lock themselves in one Discord and one. You step outside, like into the greater internet, and it's just everybody says the same thing about you. It's fucking brutal. And you know he lives online, so that shit bothers him to no end. Oof. I consider myself lucky that I have such a bustling life outside of this program. I would not want to be him. 1:30 away from tonight. We got 45 minutes left on the clock, guys. Let's get a win for the toe. Let's notch one up. Let's call it a W. Let's make up for this morning's shortcomings, if you will. $20. Nope, not really a lot of interest. I'll be honest with you. This is worrisome. $20. Every $20 gets $50 to Stony's. If you want to give them out to other people, you want to gift them, go ahead. But every $20 contribution gets $50 to Stony's, and you're just being generous and supporting this donation-supported program. MSO says, Aaron, can I ask you a show-related question? Oh, God, if it's about money or anything, why don't you do this? Why don't you? Then no. But if it's something else, go bananas. Absolutely. Dead Game says, you still bad-mouthing the morning? No, I'm stating a fact. We had a $250 goal this morning, which is barely more than an evening show and twice as long as a program with 3 to 4 times the audience, and they came up short. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, this is actually a good question. MSO says, why isn't Sunday Members Show available for Rumble subscribers. I have to figure out how. I think if I go through Rumble Studio, I might be able to. But through Restream, which is where I set it up now, it doesn't give me that option. So I'll have to figure something out. Dive Bar says, "Damn, what's going on with your Superstar Night Crew people?" Well, I don't know. It's coming up short for Steel Toe all around today, and it's a bummer. That's for sure. It's definitely a bummer. But 1:30 away from tonight, 60 away from this morning. Let's not worry about that 60 right now. What we should let's worry about the 1:30, and let's all team up and get that knocked out. What do you say? We had some big news this weekend. Bill Maher announced that he's going to the White House to meet with President Trump. People on Bill's quote-unquote side were not happy about this. How dare you? Bill's response was, "I'm not a fucking pussy. If he wants me to go to the White House and he wants to chat, we'll chat." And also, it's not like Bill Maher and Donald Trump don't know each other. I mean, and Bill, look, Bill's never been a pro-Trump guy, but Bill's definitely tired of his own side. So I think that would be a really fascinating conversation to listen to, because Bill's not going to back down. Trump's not going to back down. I think Bill Maher talking to Donald Trump would be one of the most honest conversations you'd ever be able to have. But he had Andrew Schultz on his Club Random podcast this weekend, and they were talking about Bill's decision to go to the White House and meet Donald Trump. I mean, to me, I don't care if you like the president or you don't like the president. He invites you to the White House, you go meet with him. That's just a sign of respect for the office.
Kid Rock was here a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "I want you to meet Trump." He said, "I'm going to take you to the White House." So now we're going to do that.
I think that's a good
there will be
conversation.
lots of people on the left who will be like, "How dare you talk to this man?" I was like, fuck you. I'm not playing this game that you mean girls play.
Yes.
Where like, oh, you know what? You can't sit at my lunch table because I'm just not talking to you. Not talking to you, you lost the election. Who the fuck do you think you have to talk to?
See, people, I keep telling you guys, give him time. Bill Maher will show you those moments, because people go like, "Aaron, you're more right of center than left of center. Why do you like Bill Maher so much?" And I'm a Bill Maher fan. I've been watching Real Time since I was in high school. And people are like, "Why? He's such a fucking lib." And I'm like, you just wait. Bill is honest. Bill will tell you exactly how he feels about shit, and it's not always left, and it's not always right. Bill is an honest guy, and that's a rare thing to find, an honest man. And Bill will tell it like it is. I like that about him. And moments like this, where he just tells people to fuck off because they're bitching and moaning about something he wants to do, that's why I've always liked Bill Maher.
It's one thing if you win it.
Yeah.
It's another thing if you lose it.
You got to start talking to people.
Have to talk to. And I see Gavin Newsom is doing this now. He's changed his tune. He's got a podcast, and he
only had to set an entire metropolitan city on fire. Hopefully he can talk to someone who tells him, "Hey, you mind irrigating that fucking joint once in a while? You mind clearing some brush? You might kill a toad or two. I'm sorry about that, Gav. A few smelt might get hurt in the process, but it beats half the state being on fire. It beats 3 states over being able to smell the smoke. Why don't we go ahead and take care of that, buddy?" Hopefully he can talk, on this big journey that Gavin Newsom's on to talk to people he disagrees with. Like Tim Walz. That's really a stretch. I hope he talks to someone who lets him know the basics of, brush management and forestation and things like that.
The first guest was Charlie Kirk.
I thought that was, I thought that was brilliant.
He mentioned me. He said, like, I'm noticing what Bill does, talks to both sides, like is left-leaning, but not afraid to criticize the people on his team. Like, we got to get more of this going.
So, but, and this is always encouraging to hear, but like the fact that our world leaders and our national leaders are looking at a comedian and going, "I should do what he does more." That's not good. That the comedians are out there and they're leading the way. And the actual leaders are going, "Oh, you know what? Maybe instead of the circle jerk that I'm running that caused my state to literally start on fire, and my hydrants to be out of water, maybe I should be more like the clown guy on the TV. It's not good. I mean, it's good. Better late than never, but it's not good. Tim Bollinger with $1 says, do you think the donations are down because of that ill-fitting shirt? I think the donations are down because, I don't know, we're on a 6-week roll right now, but there are definitely times where I go, there's fucking cracks in this show's armor, boy. I do worry. You know me. I've been that way for a decade now, where when this show struggles a little bit, I go, oh, boy, is this going to be forever? I get in my own head a lot when we're way behind. Yeah, I get in my head a lot during the show, and I'm remarkably distracted. That's why I always get frustrated when the audience is like, no, it's so much fun. Like, we're fans of the show, but it's so much fun when the goal's way far away and we're like 10 minutes away. It's not fun for me. And your show suffers because of it, because I'm panicking on the inside. I'm not focusing on the show. I'm in fundraising mode. And I'm like, how do I make a little bit of fucking money to make this show go tonight? 1:30 away from this evening. McBuster says, cracks in your armor? Call Midland Armory. No, cracks in my armor? Donate some money. And let's get this 1:30 knocked out. Let's do overtime tonight. I've pretty much given up on the $60 from this morning. We'll try again tomorrow morning. We'll try again tomorrow night. I just need to make a little money to knock out that goal tonight. Mad Move says, I would estimate hookers feel the same way when the John goes soft. Right, you get in your head a little bit. That's how I feel. Like, is it me? Is it my lips? Is it my tongue? Is it my asshole? Do I stink? What's the problem? Yes, Mad Move, that is the perfect way to describe it. I don't see enough big, hard, throbbing cocks in here tonight. Wait, what? No, that's not. I don't think that's what I meant to say. What I'm trying to say is, holy shit, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, anything that puts money in the old toe's pocket sure would be acceptable. Thank you guys very, very much. Let's throw a few dollars in so the next 35 minutes of this show isn't this. That would be really nice. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Kane Velasquez is going away. The former UFC champion. Kane Velasquez has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for his alleged role in a 2022 attempted murder. A judge issued the order on Monday afternoon in a Santa Clara County, California courtroom, roughly 3 years after the UFC legend was accused of trying to kill Harry Gallarde, a man who allegedly molested one of Velasquez's close relatives. If you'll remember this story, I think a lot of us were rooting for Kane Velasquez because, again, this was somebody that victimized one of his relatives. He deserved every ounce of the beating he got. And when Kane Velasquez, I mean, this was a man move by Kane. He heard that one of his family members was molested, and he found the person, and he beat him half to death, which is, I mean, I don't know if he should be going to jail for 5 years. I think the guy he beat up should be thanking him for the mercy he showed in not ending his life. It's too bad that Kane's going to jail for 5 years. I wish we lived in a little bit less civilized a time. Maybe we have a little too much civilization when it comes to stuff like this, because people like the guy that Kane Velasquez beat with his bare hands deserve to be beaten to death with impunity for what you do to someone like that. Something like that, automatic death sentence. Velasquez appeared in person for the hearing and wore a collared shirt and a dark-colored blazer. He spoke at the proceedings and expressed remorse, as did members of his family. Some of Gallarde's relatives addressed the court, too, and asked the judge for a heftier sentence. Fuck you. Honestly. You vouched for that piece of shit. I know he's your family member, but consider what he did and have a little bit of tact. Ultimately, Velasquez got 5 years, though he was given credit for approximately 3 years of time served. Wow, so Kane was behind bars this whole time. So hopefully with good behavior, what? He's in for another year and he'll be out again? That would be nice. Velasquez previously stated he'd accept whatever punishment was levied on him when he told Kyle Kingsbury earlier this month, what I did was very dangerous to other people. Well, that's too bad. Here's the clip from Kane.
I don't know how much you're able to talk about this because of court and things of that nature, but I'd love for you to share, your experience with the initial assault and handling it the way that you guys did, into what led you into chasing, and the things that you're gleaning from that now.
Yeah, well, from what I can say, as far as myself, the way that I handle things is not the way to do it. We cannot put the law in our own hands. So
let me be the one person to ask though. I'll go down fighting. I'll be like the Japanese guys in the caves in Okinawa in the 60s and 70s who didn't know the war was over. Why not? Why can't we handle it that way? Once in a while, when someone's caught being a real pervert, why can't the big, heavy set Mexican prize fighter beat the living shit out of a guy who does something so heinous and so evil? Where's, what do you call it? Where's juror nullification, where they just refuse to find the guy guilty? That would be nice. Like I said, I wish we lived in a little bit less civilized time.
I'm awaiting trial March 24th. I've already pled guilty, so I'm going to get a sentencing March 24th. And I know what I did, and I know what I did was very dangerous to other people, not just to people involved, but to just innocent people. So I understand what I did, and I'm willing to do everything I have to pay back that.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever the court feels correct for what I have to do, I'm gonna do it with my head up and still be me and not play the blame game. Like it was me that did that and reacted in that.
That's too bad. That's too bad. Yeah, I don't want him to go to prison for doing that. Hulkamash says, someone does that to an immediate family member and I'd be hard pressed not to beat them to death. Triple N says, problem is he shot someone who wasn't the pedo. Oh, did he shoot the wrong guy? Oh, yeah, that's a problem. You gotta, no shooting, you gotta, especially if you're Kane Velasquez, use your bare hands. And go after him that way. Not, oh, shit. I think now that you mention it, I remember something like that coming out on that story. Shit. Well, I hope Kane is out soon. Be on your best behavior. Get out. I don't think he's a threat to society. Skybrick with $5 says, tell me a funny anecdote about you, Nick, and April at Crossroads Mall, and I'll give you another $10. I don't have any memories at Crossroads Mall. I don't remember anything that happened. I don't specifically have any Crossroads stories. Sorry, Skybrick, but thank you for the $5. 125 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. And all I really like to do is whenever he gets caught lying in public, I just like to check that lie. Otherwise, I don't like to bring up new shit. Whatever I've said, it's fine. Narcissists hate it when you check their lies, so I like to check his lies when he tries to pull bullshit publicly. If he wants to lie to himself and everyone else in private, that's fine. But publicly, no. I'm always going to be there to check him. That's for sure. MSO says, I figured out why your numbers are a little low tonight. Everyone's watching Johnny. Is Johnny on? Is Johnny live? Now I'm going to lose more people. Look, all I want to do is knock out tonight's goal. I want to stop the bleeding. That's it. I just want to stop the bleeding. I don't want today to be a big triple-digit miss for the toe. I just want to knock it out. So if you guys got a couple bucks to throw at us, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, I'd really appreciate it. 2 very good shows for you today. I'd like to hit the goal on one of them. Also, anybody who throws in $20 gets $50 to Stony's. Boy, would I appreciate it. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, didn't Nick stab 5 people at Crossroads? I believe the name of the person who did that was a little more unpronounceable. as it were. Little more unpronounceable. MSO says Johnny is on with Digger. That hurts. You know? That really hurts. If I miss the goal so Johnny's going to be the reason I missed this morning's goal and tonight's I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding. People do that. They're like, oh, you notice Mondays and Tuesdays are tougher to... And Wednesdays and Thursdays have their times too. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're bad. It happens. It happens. No, here, let me give MSO what he wants. Hold on. That motherfucker, Johnny, if he doesn't log off right now, he's fucking fired. I'll get rid of him right now. That piece of shit, that stupid asshole cunt. But is that good? I don't want to lack entertainment. Mad Move with a good point. He says, you should strangle him. He's crippled. It would be easy. It would be very easy. Let's think about this. While I'm thinking about this, by the way, you guys throw in ample amounts of money at us so we can knock out this 125. I'm bummed about this. Johnny would be very easy to strangle. You know? He'd be very easy to strangle. Tim, let it go. Thank you for the $1, but let it go. It's don't be shtick guy. Ugh. I know that I've kind of destroyed those guys and they're broken down because of me, but we don't need to rub it in. Yeah, it would be. I mean, strangling Johnny would not be the most difficult thing in the world. Mad Move says, would he go quietly or would he fight back? Johnny? Oh, no, it doesn't matter like how crippled you are or anything like that. If you're being killed, you're going to fight back. It's instinctual. You're going to fight back if someone's trying to kill you. So whatever fight he's got in him, he will do his best. Does that make sense? Johnny, whatever fight Johnny's got left in him, if you try to murder him, he'll come back at you. Halana Vagina with $20. There you go, guys. 5 more of those. We're home free. He says, was that shirt a parting gift at the St. Cloud Pegging Club? Why does it always have to be gay? No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, didn't Nick throw a toddler off the balcony at the Mall of America? Are you confusing him with just Somalis who have committed crimes in Minnesota? Because I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like this is just becoming No Pen 15 Fathead confuses him for Somalis who committed heinous crimes here in the state of Minnesota. I'm noticing a pattern. That's all. Hey, guys, 105 away from tonight's goal. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Halana Vagina. This is for you.
We want the goal, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Aspacker becoming a member for 15 months. I'm very excited to see Aspacker. Thank you. 105 away, guys. Let's knock it out. Let's call it a win. MSO says, I told you tongue-in-cheek that Johnny only has 7 viewers. What? Sorry, 4 viewers now. All right. If we get overtime, we'll go over and help Johnny out, and we'll watch some Johnny and see how it's going. What do you guys say? We got 24 minutes to bang out $105. This is very doable. Thank you guys very much. Let's knock it out, and let's call it another win for the toe. Again, 105 away from tonight. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Love you guys. Love us back. Somebody sent this. Oh, this is dark. I think I might stick with my stories. It's a Minnesota story from 4 months ago on Law and Crime Network. Mom choked to death by man out on bail for other strangulation. That's kind of... other than pick your partners a little better. The women got to stop going with the I can fix the guy just out of prison bullshit. It's not even worth it to bring it up. It's not even worth it to mention it because nobody's going to listen to you. They're just going to keep doing that. But like your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, all of that, like your 20s is for partying and all that shit. You know, anything after that, it's all just sad midlife crisis. Well, Aaron, didn't you put? Yeah, it was sad midlife crisis. What you got to do when you're in your 30s and they call it settling down for a reason. You're not supposed to have reclamation projects. You're not supposed to have people who, need some work, shall we say. You're not supposed to, be hey, he's out on parole. I think he was just mistreated before. You're supposed to find someone who's boring. Oh, I really like that guy. He's really nice. But he's a little boring. That's what you need. Boring is what you're looking for. That's why they call it settling down. You want excitement all the time? Go ahead, see where that leads you. I'm just saying, in your 40s, your mugshots look pretty run down and ragged. Find the boring guy, embrace the boring, and live that life. It's going to be very rewarding for you. Trust me. You know what? Let's take a little look at that one. Why don't we? Let's, the woman strangled here. Woman. Oh, shit, I lost it. Oh, fuck, I opened it up, and then I closed it. What a dick. Hey, by the way, continue to throw in that 105 while I continue to fuck up the show. Here we go.
Authorities would arrest a man they believe committed the horrific murder, but they soon discovered in their investigation he's done something like it before. On August 12th, 38-year-old Victoria Gamble was found dead inside her home in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota.
Holy shit, that's like here. Wow.
Investigators learned the day prior to her body being discovered, she met a man at a local bar. Security footage from the bar showed Gamble talking with a man named Christopher Neal, and the two were spotted leaving together around 1 a.m. The two headed back to Gamble's apartment where he committed the unthinkable. Neal allegedly strangled the mother of two to death and then took off with her car. Around 3 a.m., Neal was reportedly
I love how he says, and took off with her car, as if like that's the shitty thing that he did. It's like, and he strangled her to death and then, get ready, folks, stole her car. What a barrel of monkey shit.
On security footage leaving the apartment alone. Police say Neal tried to cover up by avoiding the security cameras. Police say he turned his head after spotting the cameras and tried to hide his face as he left Victoria's apartment building. When police responded...
Can't believe this guy had been caught strangling women before. I mean, he just seems so thorough.
To her home, her black Chevy Equinox was missing from the parking lot, and that wasn't all that was taken. When police searched her apartment, her car keys, apartment key fob, and other items were reportedly missing. When authorities caught up to Neal, he was no longer in Minnesota. Instead, he was states away in Louisiana at a hotel with Victoria's car, and he was ultimately arrested.
So he never ditched the car that he stole either. Boy, this guy did winner written all over him. She brought this fat tub of shit home. Look, I'm not trying to blame her for what happened to her, but Jesus, give it a, I'm not trying to be a Puritan either, but, maybe a couple of dates. How about a couple of dates so we can maybe see if we can smell axe murderer on him, perhaps.
Neal reportedly admitted to investigators he was in a woman's apartment in Sauk Rapids, but he couldn't remember her name. He also claimed he had limited memory of what happened inside the apartment. And
I hate it when that happens.
He didn't believe he killed her and allegedly thought she was still alive when he left her apartment. However, he copped to taking her keys from the counter when he left, but a forensic analysis would offer up more clues connecting the crime to Neal. According to...
And to kind of wrap this story up, he was on bail for another strangulation charge. God, and if you can't believe it, he stole my car. When he strangled that poor woman to death, I was like, this might not be a good guy. When I found out he stole her car, I went, that guy's an asshole. That guy's a fucking asshole. Before, I was just like, it's possible. This guy's a dick. Now, for sure, this guy's a real jerk. Asspacker with the $9.99. Thank you, Asspacker, for contributing to the program. Hey, guys, $100 away. $100 away from tonight's goal. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Actual Steel Toe fan says a strangulation charge. Jesus Christ. Right? And then does the same exact thing. Starting to recognize a pattern. $100 away from tonight's goal. We got about just under 20 minutes left to go. Let's do it. $20 gets you $50 to Stony's. $100 gets you my forever thanks. Wait, Grand Poobah with $10 says it's crazy. My uncle worked with that guy at a bar in McGregor right before he went off the rails. Said he was a strange dude. Well, guess what? Your uncle is insightful. he definitely his people reading works really well. Poobah. Yeah, my uncle knew this guy. Said he was kind of a weirdo. Terrible way to say I told you so. $90 away. Hey, keep that vibe going, guys. That Packer Grand Poobah vibe. Keep it going because we're just $90 away from knocking out tonight and doing 30 minutes of overtime. Thank you so much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Let's have a couple of big drops. Just finish it off right now. Sean Lenane says, technically, it's not stealing. The car was abandoned by a dead person. I'm not positive that's how it works. St. G still hanging on to that lie too, huh? That's too bad. Oh, don't worry. Lie doing tricked a lot of people. Don't beat yourself up about it, kid. Hey, we got ways we're gonna solve this $6 billion deficit. If you don't know this, the state of Minnesota has this issue where we had a $17 billion surplus a couple of years ago. And now, due to the great leadership of Governor Tim Walz, we're estimated in 2 years to have a $6 billion deficit. So we went from $17 billion to the good, raised taxes after that, and now we're looking at $6 billion to the bad. The Republicans have come up with an idea. I don't hate it. Let's see if it's going to work for you.
Minnesota Republicans are looking to roll back Minnesota laws that benefit the state's estimated 81,000 undocumented residents. Specifically, Republicans want to cut $220 million for MinCare benefits for undocumented residents.
You guys didn't know that, did you? That we spend $220 million a year on health insurance and health care for illegal aliens? That's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, and then you propose to take this shit away and people go, oh, you're mean. Oh, you're terrible. It's like, they're not even supposed to fucking be here. We can't take $220 million away from healthcare for people who shouldn't even be here.
$89,000 for free college and $158 million in tax credits for non-citizens.
So now we not only pay for their health care, we give them free college. Jesus Christ. You know what? All your kids should be illegal. Is there any way to send them to Mexico and bring them back here like the wrong way? And they get tax credits of $158 million. No wonder we had such a terrible illegal immigration problem in this country. Come on into the United States. Not only are we not going to stop you, we're going to give you all kinds of free shit for breaking our laws. It's amazing that we've got to clean that up now.
We've had advocates for the undocumented on this show recently, but this morning we welcome GOP Senator Jordan Rasmussen from Fergus Falls. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Esme. Good to be with you.
Doesn't help that all our Republicans fucking look like this guy. Minnesota needs to realize it's not just a Democratic liberal state because, well, it's fucking libtards. Our Republicans are egg-headed nerds. And one of them fucking got arrested for soliciting a minor. So there's that too. Not exactly Republicans lighting the world on fire right now.
Really appreciate it.
They either look like old fat guys who light cigars with $50 bills, or they look like a nerdy data analyst.
I do need to ask you a couple of quick questions. First of all,
who is your daddy and
your
what does he
personal
do?
reaction to the arrest of your colleague Justin, or former colleague Justin Eichhorn?
I would be like, bitch, don't fucking do this to me. Can we talk about the illegal immigrants for? I don't want to talk about this guy. He's an asshole. Kill him. I don't give a shit. Feed him to sharks. Let's move on.
Justin Eichhorn on charges of allegedly soliciting a minor for sex. Your leadership came out very quickly and forcefully.
No
asking him
shit.
to resign. But what's your personal reaction?
Senate Republicans and myself included were shocked and horrified by the charges against Justin Eichhorn, and that's why we were unanimous on the same day of learning those charges to ask for his resignation, his immediate resignation.
I hope so. Could you imagine fucking that one up? So there's 48 seconds left in this clip. They're going to give this guy 30 seconds to talk about cutting spending for illegals and tax credits and benefits for illegals. And they're like, hey, what about the guy who tried to, fuck a high school kid that was on your side? God damn it.
That he has resigned the Senate so that we can get back to focusing on the budget that we have to get done in the next 2 months.
All right. Do want to ask you also quickly about Governor Tim Walz, who is, as you saw at the top of the show.
You mean ass-kicking Tim Walz? You mean kick him in the balls, Tim Walz? He'll fuck anybody up. You be careful what you say, Esme. You don't want the governor finding out that you're using them fighting words. He'll stomp you out.
Going to congressional districts where Republican members of Congress have not held in-person town halls, and he's there. Also, he used to represent that district that he went to last night.
I think what we're seeing, Esme, is Governor Walz is trying to see if he can run for president. And I think he should be spending more time at the state capitol working on these important budget problems that we have. We're facing a $6 billion budget deficit, and we have some real work to do.
Have you guys, if you guys are from outside of Minnesota, do you now understand why we have mostly Democratic rule here? Do you see what we're dealing with when it comes to Republicans in this state? They're fucking Do you see why Tim Walz thinks he's an alpha male? Look what he has to compare himself to. Jesus. Final Boss says play the KB drop. Says that one makes me you mean this one?
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
$1 from Trucker 18 Wheeler says, look at the bright side. She was a Minnesota 4 to start with, so not much loss. Jesus Christ, Trucker. For fuck's sake, dude. Sean Lenane with $5. Thank you very much. And Aspacker with another $9.99 said, didn't Walz retract his Tesla statement? Well, kinda. He said that he was like joking or he didn't fully mean it. What happened was he found out that the state's or Ramp Tramp, he ate horse cum. Yeah, or that. He ate horse cum. He found out that the state's retirement account had like, what was it? A few $100 million in Tesla shares in it. And he was like, oh, shit. You know what? Never mind. Tesla's all right. $75 away from today's goal. Keep it going, boys and girls. We can get there. We got 10 minutes until the bell rings, and I didn't hear no bell. $75 away from knocking it out tonight. Continue to chip in. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. If you knock out that 75, we got 30 minutes of overtime. If you then, after that, feel like knocking out that 60 we missed this morning, you guys get an extra hour. But everybody be generous. Everybody throw in. Click one of those links in the chat. Let's get that 75 hammered out. Let's call it a win for the toe tonight. Hey, I got some great news for you. It's actually good news if you want J.D. Vance to be your next president. Kamala Harris holds a double-digit lead for the 2028 Democratic nomination. They really don't want to ever fucking win again, do they? I'm not kidding. I'd run Fetterman or AOC at this point before I'd run her. I'd fucking run old man Bernie again before I'd run Kamala Harris. And by the way, that doesn't mean that I think any of those people can win. That means before I would put that cackling, dumb, whine-aunt hyena out on the national stage ever again, after the trouncing she got, I would throw those dipshits out there. AOC, Bernie Sanders, Fetterman. Before Kamala. They're going to end up with The Rock, aren't they? They're going to ask The Rock to run. I mean, that's otherwise, like, dude, Vance versus Harris. That's a destruction. That's not even close, dude. The failed 2024 presidential nominee received 36% support from Democratic and Democratic-leaning independent voters in the poll conducted by Morning Consult. She has a double-digit lead over her next potential competitor, Pete Buttigieg. Buttigieg? Got 10% support. Boy, you guys just really don't want to venture out at all, do you? You don't want to find anybody different. They don't have Gavin Newsom on this list. Oh, wait, no. Newsom was in third place with 5%. AOC and Tim Walz rounded out the bottom of the top 5. Shark Tank star Mark Cuban and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, reportedly one of the finalists for Harris's Veep seat in 2024, both garnered 4%. Look at some of these other names. Cory Booker, Gretchen Whitmer, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. Next. Oh, go ahead. Run them. That's what I say. Run them. Let's, man, when it comes to the Democratic Party and the people they want to put in charge, I say, let's see what happens. Fuck it. Give it a shot. Katie with $20 says, thank you for the entertainment. No need for the Stony's gift card. Oh, and then $10 from Anonymous Fake Dono for the benefit of Toe Hendry. Thank you very much, Anonymous Fake Dono. Well, guys, that puts us right at $50 for tonight. So let's take these next 5.5 minutes. Let's knock out that last $50 quick, and let's call it a win for the toe. And the next person who throws in $10 is getting Stonies on Katie's behalf. Katie gave $20 and does not want the Stonies gift card. So the next 10 is getting it. Let's go Katie for 20. And that anonymous guy, I'm still going to put it on his total. There we go. Thank you very much. All right, guys, 5 minutes away. Let's throw in that last $50 and call it another win for the toe. Here we go. A little 5-minute rally. You guys shut it down in these next 5 minutes. We'll put 30 minutes back up on the clock. We'll continue the show. And then, of course, you guys can work on that 60 and get another 30 if you want to. Actual Steel Toe fan says money's tight, sir. I don't know. They're doing all right. They're rallying it up. They've got us down to $50. So it's very doable. Who wants to throw in next? Leah says, I'm so tired of both parties running decrepit men who won't be alive to live with the consequences of their policies. Yeah, that's what we're left with. But again, they're chosen by us. We're the ones who pick them. 4.5 minutes left to go. Let's rally up and knock out that $50. Really, $10, $20 at a time, $5 at a time. We can do it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. You see all the links right there in the chat. Go ahead and do it. Shut it down quick. Call it a win. Actual Steel Toe fan says in general, not just for the toe. Oh, I understand that part. Absolutely. That's why I say if you can't throw money at the toe, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the follow, and hit the share. All of those are very important, just as important as throwing a few bucks at us. So thank you guys very much for your time, your attention, and your money. $50 away. Who wants to throw in? We got 3.5 minutes left to go. We started off the rally really, really strong. We got CSE with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. That puts us $40 away from tonight's goal. So we're inside of $50. Let's finish it off, kids. Couple bucks at a time. We can get this thing done. $40 away. A nice little evening show crowd. Thank you guys so much. We got 2.5 minutes. We got 2 minutes left to go. Oh, no, I'm wrong. 3 minutes left to go. Whoa, I thought we only had 2 left. We got 3 minutes left, $40 away. Let's throw it in. Sean Linane with $5 says, can you read this one? Yes, Sean, I can read that one. Thank you. $35 away from tonight's goal. Thanks so much. Keep it going. Let's notch a victory tonight. 2.5 minutes left to go. Couple more, and we've got a W, kids. Thanks so much. Click one of those links. Finish it off. Just $35 away. Who's the best? I think you guys are. I think you folks here in the evening get yourselves a nice pat on the back as we're $35 away. Anybody who throws in 20 or more gets $50 to Stony's tonight as well. So let's do it. Papa Shop says nice love handles. It's just fucking hurtful. It's really hurtful. Say you're sorry. 2 minutes away. 2-minute warning. Leah says, can we all just do $1 at a time to drive him nuts with the math? Well, on Rumble, that's $80 a pop. On YouTube, that's $70 a pop. No Pen 15 with $10 says, I'll take Katie's Stonies. All right. There you go. No Pen. Thank you for the 10. CJ with $5 says, do you recall covering the Taylor Drift story from 2024? She panicked and rammed a car sober. 1 minute clip. Search on here. All right, we'll check it out. Hey, guys, $25 away. We're just $25 away from killing it on the evening show tonight. Thank you so much. Keep it going. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. Let's get that last 25 taken care of, and then we're done. Well, I mean, and then we do the 30 minutes of overtime, of course. But everybody chip in. Let's do it in the next minute. 1 minute left on the clock. $25 to go. Finish it off. You're inside of $50, so you're getting that 30 minutes. But let's get it down to zero, and then if you want to get to work on that 60 from this morning and get yourself an hour of overtime, you can do that. Miss Tay with $30, putting herself back on the leaderboard. I believe that counts as 15 of the old American. I mean, the total. $10 away from tonight's goal. 30 seconds left. Who's got the last 10 to call it another win for the toe and knock down that last little chunk? Thank you so much, Miss Tay. Oh, here you go.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
All right, $10 left. Who wants to do it? We got 20 seconds left and $10 away. Here we go. Let's start the countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, $10 left. Thank you so much. All right, we got $10 left. Here's what I say. Let's do it $1 or $2 at a time. And let's hammer out that last 10 and call it a win for the toe. What do you say? I say good. Tim says overtime will consist of begging for $60 from this morning. No. If people want to give that last $60 and we do a 3-hour show tonight, I think that's great. If they don't, we won't. Tim, do me a favor, buddy. Don't be so jaded. You know, you're usually pretty cool. You're very supportive of Steel Toe. Today, you just seem a little jaded, a little bothered. I don't want you to be that way, buddy. I see too many people take that dark turn. Don't do it. Don't do it, pal. Be a happier guy. That's what the Steel Toe is for. Happy people, not miserable cunts who sit on their computer all day. Be cool. All right, guys, $10 left. No, the 30 minutes, by the way, Tim, is going to be me trying to get that last 10 for tonight, not the 60 for this morning. That's shot. We're not getting the 60 for this morning. We're going to get the 10 for tonight, and then we're going to try again tomorrow morning and tomorrow night to get that last 60 so we can get our 7th straight week of knocking out the goals. Why does it upset people so much? Like, I have fun. I have a good time. I enjoy doing this. Why do other people put themselves through this if they're just going to get mad? I don't understand. $4.99 from Aspacker. Thank you very much. That's $3.50 off our total. That means we're $6.50 away from knocking out. There it is. Done. Gone. Sean with $10. It's another win for the toe. Sorry if you don't like us.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
And we've got ourselves a W. There you go. Now, that also means I have to be fair. We got to go. We got to update the numbers because you guys might end up earning 3 hours tonight. So 58.50 away from the morning. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, St. G is pissed off and mad. You're manipulating people. Imagine not being able to just sit back and enjoy something. It's too bad, you know, and I know that it's upsetting that I've learned to laugh at everyone, but look, man, if you can't, I say this, if you can't handle it, don't be here because I'm just going to break your heart. If you don't have a sense of humor, I'm just going to drive you nuts. New report shows that 20-year-old white dudes are now more right-wing than 75-year-old white dudes are. Okay, 2 things about that. One, why are old men so gay all of a sudden? Like, oh, Skybrick with $2 says that Sock Rapids girl was your type, wasn't she? I mean, she got strangled to death. I don't think now's the time to be talking about types, my man. Jesus, Skybrick. That's our fans. Those are Steel Toe fans right there. Those are our Steel Toe fans. St. G, I think honestly what it is, buddy, is you're just taking it too seriously. No offense. I'm not trying to beat you up. I just think you're taking it a little too seriously. And all I want to do is just want to make sure you're all right. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is I think you're taking this whole thing just a little bit too seriously. By the way, CJ, that link you sent us on that story you want us to do, it didn't come through. That link did not come through. I'm sorry. So yes, 57 away if you guys want to do an extra hour tonight. What the fuck happened to old men and young dudes? First of all, oh, thank you, Turtle. Turtle said with $5 says he did what we all should. He isn't having a rough time inside. If you diddle, you become gone. Wait. You know what? I think Turtle's still on the Kane Velasquez story because I have no idea what the fuck that meant. Well, either way, it does put you guys 53.50 away from another half hour. But these guys, 20-year-olds being right-wing fucking creeps me out. There's nothing weirder than a 20-year-old who starts talking about, like, we need to lower taxes and a government that governs least governs best and we need small government. Blah. Like, 20 years old is when you're supposed to be all for, like, universal health care and, you know, universal basic income, like dumb, retarded shit. Like, when you're 20, you're supposed to be either liberal or a libertarian. Like, just dumb shit that doesn't work, but it sounds cool when you say it to hippie girls. You're not supposed to be hard right-wing at 20. What's the old saying? If you're under 30 and you're Republican, you have no heart. If you're over 30 and you're a Democrat, you have no brain. And 75-year-old dudes not being right-wing enough? God, what happened to the racist old men? It's disappointing. This is a clip. This is one guy talking about it, about the young voters switching to Trump. And then we'll find the MyPillow thing. Leah says we promised we'd find the MyPillow saga. We'll get to that in a second.
To the next slide. Here we have Harris support by single age year, by race and gender.
I found this chart a little hard to read. So can you describe to me what's happening here?
Sure. So we have 4 lines on this chart, and the x-axis is age, and the y-axis is our estimate for...
Gordy's... I'm losing my mind with Gordy right now. He's wandering around the basement. I know he has to go to the bathroom, but you got to hang in there for a little bit.
What fraction of people in that group voted for Kamala Harris in 2024?
He's going to fucking piss. He better not piss on the carpet. He doesn't. He's a very well-trained dog, but I'm watching him. He was just over there in that room. Then he wandered around the living area over there, and then he was up on the couch staring at me for a little bit. Motherfucker's going to try to piss. CJ, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. We're about $50 away from doing an extra hour. Thank you, guys.
And, we have a light blue line for women of color. We have a dark blue dash line for men of color. We have like a light pink solid line for white women, and then a dash line for white men.
So take a look at this. Gap in 2024 support between women and men. So these are the dudes, or no, these are the whites, and these are the people of color. And as you look at it right now, like the younger women, 30, right at about, they're peaking at about 28 in their democraticness. And then as soon as they hit mom age and they've got to raise kids and pay mortgage and everything else, they go Republican. Then they get old and they get Social Security, and then they start voting for Democrats again a little bit more. And then they get to fuck it age and they're like, I'm dead. Then they get to dead age and they start voting Democrat like crazy. Dudes, what the fuck is this all about? Look at how low white guys are going hard Republican at 20. And then I don't know what this is, but white men go about 42% Democrat until they're about 38. And then whoosh, it falls off a cliff until they're 60. And then again, you start bribing them with goodies like Social Security. Whoop, goes right back up. And then by the time you're 75, like you hate everybody who doesn't look exactly like you. So you just go right back to Republican. It's interesting, though. Like if you take a look at that, those 20-year-old kids, those 28-year-old white men, they're voting Republican more than literally every other age group. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's strange. It's really strange. Angelica's doll, don't come in here starting shit and then get mad at the chat because they were mean to you. Stop it. I hate that. I hate when people cry victim after they came in and tried to talk some shit. Look, chat lit you up. Deal with it. It's okay. You can do it, Angelica's doll. You'll be okay. It's just words. You'll be all right. And yeah, our chat loves this show. So if you come in here being a fucking twat, they're going to be addicted. If you come in here being a dick, you're going to get dick energy back. I mean, I'm going to be nice to you because I just laugh at you and find you pathetic. And we already won tonight, so what does it matter? But the audience is going to tell you you suck. Because quite frankly, look at how you're spending your free time. You're spending your free time getting mad at a show you don't even like. It's not talking about you. It's not discussing you or anything that interests you. No offense, but we look at you and we see a pathetic person. So when you come in with asshole energy, we're just going to tease you and taunt you. Don't then cry and go, I can say whatever I want, Not really. I mean, here's what we can do. We can taunt you, make you cry like we just did, and then just kick you out. That's the fun part. Oh, did she leave? Oh. Or you could just join us and not be such a miserable asshole. But you know what? I think you're addicted to the rage a little too much. Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die? All right. This clip is stupid. This clip is really idiotic. But I'm the only person who hasn't played it yet, and it's really funny. It's AOC telling everyone at a rally what they need for the future of the Democratic Party.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us today.
It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's not even worth playing. It's just a retarded thing that makes people giggle.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us today.
I mean, you don't have a Democratic Party right now that farts hard for you, but you do have a Democratic Party that shits its pants on a regular basis. So, and I'm not just talking about Jerry Nadler. You remember when Nadler shit himself? I think you guys were the ones who showed me that. Jerry Nadler came up and and just shit himself. That's it. Oh, poor Angelica. Now she's trying to get personal because we hurt her feelings. Oh. And then calling me an asshole. Angelica. That's funny. I read her chat too. Angelica, sweetheart. Don't you know that when you start going asshole and you start doing shit like that you lost? When they're laughing at you and they're teasing you and then you go, you guys are all assholes. That's an L, honey. And we wouldn't be taunting you. If we came over to you and pulled you in here, then yes, you would totally have a point. You should be very upset with us. You came into our world, bitch. And then you came in here and you went, I'm a big tough guy. And then we went, fuck you. And then you threw a temper tantrum. Oh, boy. Yeah, see, even people like Jericho who think I'm an asshole says, fuck Angelica. Yikes. Trucker 18-wheeler saying Angelica likes butt stuff. Oh, no. Angelica's doll says, you called me a twat, Aaron. How do you think normal people will react? You know how normal... Oh, God, I'm so glad you said this. Hey, Angelica, you know how normal people react? They don't obsessively follow someone they claim to hate. Admit it's a crush. They don't obsessively follow someone they claim to hate and go, I'm coming here to tell you I don't like this. Angelica, we already know. You can't stop. Normal people would show up to a show they like instead of constantly following a show they hate. Unless the host is so fucking good at what he does that you can't fucking stay away. God damn, I'm good at this part. Leah says, normal people have thicker skin. You're watching the wrong show. Yeah. I can recommend some preschool shows my daughter watches. This is probably more up your alley. Oh, Angelica, are we getting personal? And by the way, we're all fine. Thanks. Oh, now what are you going to do now that didn't work? Ah, shit. By the way, good way to show you're not obsessed with someone by digging into their personal life. You're doing great, Angelica. It is kind of easy to kick you around a little bit. No, really. What's your next big one? People are now telling her to get off the internet. That's probably a good idea. Skybrick with $2. I'm sorry. It's too easy. Skybrick says Swalwell farted live on CNN. He's a winner. Is he the gay one or is he the one who fucked the Chinese spy? I think Swalwell's the one. Swalwell's the one with the gay name, but he's the straight dude who fucked the Chinese spy. Let's go. Let's find the MyPillow stuff. Uh-oh. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, Angelica's doll, have you watched Coco Melon? It might be more right up your alley, Angelica. Oh, I think she's gone now. Oh, poor Angelica. People are just calling her a twat. Yeah, don't come in to a show where we take the people who watch this show obsessively and we cut them apart. It takes us 5 minutes to cut the broadcasters apart that watch our show. You think you're going to be a problem? Now everybody's just being mean to you. But don't worry, just like your favorite show host, now you'll be able to cry victim when you hear something you don't like. Oh, we won. Another win for the toe. I wish I weren't so good at being the asshole, but I'm really fucking good at it. All right, let's go and find this MyPillow stuff for Leah. The bit that made MyPillow mad. All right, so here's MyPillow getting mad. And then we'll go to the MyPillow finale, I think is what we'll do. Florida man. Ready, guys? All right, hold on. Okay, so this is where the MyPillow read starts. Advantage of. And that special is $49.99 for the Giza Dream Sheets. This is I still have 2 pairs of the Giza Dream Sheets. They're remarkably comfortable.
The slippers, the pillow. Oh my God, these are so damn comfortable.
toe. But that's not the only great special
Wait,
you're going to get.
Now, where do we get
The sleepwear is 30% off at this show. Shannon, a new listener, shit. And that did end up being his undoing.
I promised Leah that if we hit the goal, we'd find this. So bear with me while I fuck this up a little bit.
Being a politics guy still. Promo code Steel Toe.
Oh, no.
We got a guy in Florida begging the cops to shoot him. You can tell a guy's totally giving up at that point. Oh, April's got it already. I was going to jump into this story and buy her some time. But I hear her clanging around. With oh my God, there he is. There's Mike Lindell. Yeah, we got to figure out what to do with that middle part. But there he is. There's our buddy. There's a thing in the back. I don't know what to do with it though. Yeah, hold on. Oh, it folds out. Hold on, guys. We're gonna. It folds out that way. Hello, this is Mike Lindell with My Pillow. It is so wonderful to be on the Steel Toe Morning Show with Oz and Aaron. Oz, are you getting a good night's sleep?
Yes, I am, because I'm using...
See, now, anytime I bring out the Mike Lindell cutout to do the read, it's a terrible idea. Every time I did this, whether it was radio or whether it was this, because I think these are like this is like the early days. I think we were still on Twitch when I did this. Like, whether it was like radio, Gary should have walked into the studio and been like, don't fucking do that. Do not do the Mike Lindell thing. Or whether it was this, Oz should have went, don't use the Mike Lindell cutout.
Using your pillow.
Are you having nocturnal emissions?
Oh, Jesus.
Are you?
Okay, now let's watch this. I'm going to watch this pretending I'm someone from My Pillow and seeing how long I'd let me get away with this.
Ejaculating in your sleep.
God damn it.
Well, My Pillow is so good that you'll come in your pants or on your Giza Dream Sheets. You should call them Jizza Dream Sheets when you're coming on your My Pillow. Right now, if you use the promo code Steel Toe, I'll give you sheets so soft that you'll blow loads every time you lay down. It's great. MyPillow.com/radio specials. Promo.
Don't then also give the website plug like it's a real read, asshole.
Code Steel Toe. It's time for a new segment called Ask Mike Lindell.
No, let's not do that. That's a bad idea for a segment, Aaron. It's so fun to watch me as I'm fucking up and costing myself a shitload of money, because I can watch it later now and I can go, Aaron, don't do it. Very funny, great bit, better than anything anyone else does. It's creative. Terrible fucking idea.
All right. I don't know how to get rid of this goddamn thing. All right. There we go.
Do I bring it back at any point?
Oh, I want to.
That's all I did to get in trouble?
Huddle with that Mike Lindell carbo. Oh, wait. Did Oz get it set up? See, his top, though, always falls.
Well, you're going to have to probably do a little tape job on it.
Yeah, we'll have to tape it up. So will he stand up?
Theoretically, but he needs to be bent more. But anyways,
all right. We'll work on it. All right. Wanted them to. Well, join Hello, this is Mike Lindell from My Pillow. Are you guys tired of elections being stolen because they didn't go the way you wanted them to?
Okay, so they didn't have a problem with the jizzing in your sleep nocturnal emissions. That's the crazy part. The read they had a problem with, and what we got an email about, was this one.
Well, join my symposium where we're going to show you that Donald Trump is still the president of the United States of America. Mike, it's 2047. It doesn't matter. We can't go on with more elections until we show that this election of 2020 was stolen from our friend Donald Trump. Mike, Don's been dead for 15 years now. It doesn't matter. American justice may be served with a side of no sleep apnea because you're using a My Pillow. Forget the My Pillow standard. Those are gay. Use your My Pillow premium. And people are telling me louder for a Mike Lindell.
Really?
Make sure that you're using your My Pillow premium.
I love this. This is the bit that gets us canceled from My Pillow. And what does this audience do? Aaron, as loud as you possibly can, please. God, I'm watching this train wreck happen in slow motion. And what's the audience doing? Louder, more. Come on, you can do it.
So you can sleep like an infant who just escaped SIDS. That's right. Jesus.
I want to make sure that April thought that was funny. Everyone with their MyPillow is getting the good night's sleep that their dead grandpa gets every day in the cemetery. You're going to sleep like a corpse that I tried to finger. When you oh, no. Why did he have to finger a corpse? There's no reason. And again, I want to point out the thing that they complained about when we did this, when they canceled us, was they said, how dare you insult Mike and the work he's done to overturn the election? He's fighting for our country. Not, why did you say that Mike fingers corpses? Not, why are you saying that you're going to blow loads all over our sheets? No, it was, you're decimating the good name Mike's built on the election. Get your MyPillow premium. That's mypillow.com/radio specials, promo code SteelToe. That's promo code SteelToe. Can you tell I'm from Minnesota? You probably can't. This is Mike Lindell telling you should get a dog bed. And then, take it from me, don't ever have sex with your dog. You get in trouble for it. But, see again, dog bestiality? Fine. Necrophilia? Fine. Insulting his take on the election? How fucking dare you? Join my symposium on the election. We're going to discuss two things: overturning elections and sleeping on great pillows. With My Pillow Symposium on why Donald Trump got butt fucked by the New World Order. Thank you. People want this clipped for YouTube.
Okay.
No! Why did you guys fucking egg me on? Why didn't you say, hey, Aaron, maybe it would be a bad idea to insist that the owner of one of your sponsors fingers corpses and fucks dogs? Aaron, why didn't you say the election was stolen? Could have saved you some grief. All right, hold on. Let's go 3 hours and 42. There we go. There's me getting ready to clip it. So there you go, Leah. If you were wondering what the bit was that got our MyPillow sponsorship taken away, it would be that. Chad Buzamok likes the stand better than the big arm. Well, here's the problem. People liked the big arm better than the stand, so I couldn't make anybody happy. Oh, man. Oh, did Angelica leave? Oh, people are saying, where'd she go? I think she got the fucking shit beat out of her and she left. That's not a bad idea. That was the smart thing that she should have done. Chad Buzamok says, it could have been the fingering a corpse bit. Or it could have been the dog fucking bit. Yeah, I mean, really, take your pick. Taste Fairy Ialto says, Oz near the end of his run kind of seems like that Bruce Willis clip. Oh, you mean like this?
The old days, yeah, you told me about, you'd have just taken a telephone book to him. Now I got to actually question people and go fucking buy the book.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. I guess I'll take care of this here. You're going to hit the game?
Yeah.
Right. If they don't beat them, who can they beat?
Yeah. That's right.
I'll take care of this, all right?
All right.
I got it.
By the way, Buzamok, no, she didn't get banned. Nobody banned her. I'm sorry. She got the shit kicked. I know that you're on both sides, Chad, and you're really not even on my side. You just kind of, you like to cause trouble, but I'm sorry. You got to admit, it's a little lopsided. I do kick the shit out of all of them a lot. Sorry, bud. You got to be fair. I know you like to pride yourself on being fair. You got to be honest on that one. All right, guys, we got about 4 minutes left unless somebody comes up with $50, and I got to shut the fuck up and do another 30 minutes. Trucker 18-Wheeler says, if you listen to your audience with that, why don't you listen to them when they said not to marry Stinky Puss? You make very great decisions. Why do we have to say Stinky Puss? Why do we have to say Stinky Puss? Buzamok says, I play offense and defense. Just got to give me something to play defense on. Wait, I don't know what that means. I kind of obliterate everybody, so I understand not wanting to play defense. I understand that. Yeah, so either the $50 from this morning gets wiped out and I got to throw you guys another 30 minutes of time, or we just keep going here for the next couple of minutes. Ooh, really sorry to disappoint Tim. Looks like he's going to be wrong tonight. But if he doesn't like steel toe, he's got to be used to being wrong. Margaret Brennan is starting to become a clip a week on Face the Nation. It started with that. Remember that interview she did with J.D. Vance where she basically became a meme for trying to carry water for the opposition? Well, now she's talking to a Trump official about deportations. And he's basically saying to her, like, why are you defending gang members? Like, we're deporting illegal criminals with a record and people who work for the cartels and like literal gangsters. Why are you defending them? Let's check out this Margaret Brennan Face the Nation. I mean, you talk about a shameless water carrier. She's worse than Buzamac. I'm teasing, buddy.
I want to ask you closer to home what has been happening here with Tren de Aragua, TDA, we're going to call them, which have been designated by the Trump administration as terrorists.
Okay, so we've established that these are gang members. All right, go ahead.
Last Saturday, 238 Venezuelan men were handed over to the government of El Salvador. 137 of them were deported using this rarely used 1789 Alien Enemies Act. This is important because it gives the power to detain and deport without a court hearing first, if they come from countries at war with the U.S. In the hearing on Friday, it was revealed that El Salvador, where they're being held, rejected two of the people. One, on the basis of gender, because it was a woman and they can't be held at a maximum security prison. The other, because the person wasn't even Venezuelan at all. How does that kind of high consequence mistake happen?
Can I tell you how it happens? The Trump administration doesn't give a shit, and they're just going to use whatever loose reasoning they can to deport the shit out of people. I mean, the Trump administration deporting people is kind of like that John Lovett's liar character. And by the way, I'm all for deporting illegals. I'm totally cool with it. But they are kind of dishonest with how they do it. They're like, hey, we want to deport all of these people. Find us a reason. And they go, here's an obscure law from the 18th century. And they're like, bingo, that's the one. Get them the fuck out of here. Like, give me something to back this. That's it. So I kind of feel for the job this guy has to do where she's like, hey, I'm kind of starting to look at a trend here where you guys are making shit up as you go. Do you care to defend that?
Well, these kind of one-offs we'll deal with on an individual basis. But, Margaret, the underlying issue here is
So there was
twofold.
a mistake that you acknowledged.
I can't speak to those individual cases and the details of the individual cases.
Yeah, I'm just the national security advisor. What the fuck do I know about that shit?
But what I can speak to is President Trump has determined that this group is acting as a terrorist organization. It is terrorizing our communities through attacks, torture, rape, and the most
all
awful
bad
of situations for those communities, number one. And number two, the Alien and Sedition Act fully applies because we have also determined that this group is acting as a proxy of the Maduro regime. So
that's true. And they have declared that these Central American drug gangs are enemies of the state. So they've kind of set it up this way. So there is an argument that they can be detained and deported on the Foreign Enemies Act.
I'm sorry, just
Alien
to clarify
Enemies
that.
Act.
This is supposed to apply if the U.S. is at war with a country. You are saying you have evidence that the government of Venezuela is directing these gangs?
We are saying that TDA is acting as a proxy of the Maduro regime. This is how the Alien and Sedition Act applies. And we cannot have district judges interfering with the commander-in-chief's actions to take care of in the way he deems necessary.
Look, I know a lot of you guys love Trump, and I voted for him too. But does anyone else want to admit that this is really fucking flimsy? Does anybody want to admit that they're a little out over their skis on this? Again, I support them on immigration, but I think they're reaching on this one.
Necessary a terrorist organization.
It's like saying if there's Bloods and Crips in Mexico, they're acting on behalf of Trump.
The U.S. is at war
and I
with
got to tell you,
Venezuela?
we can debate on Article 2, Article
Not
3.
gonna
That's
debate
a
with
fair
you, Jerry.
debate. However, in this case, the commander-in-chief, President Trump, is taking decisive action to rid our communities of these gangs that are operating in a paramilitary fashion, and that we know Maduro is deliberately emptying his prisons
That's true.
in a proxy manner to influence and attack
That's
the United
different.
States.
That's so
but
different.
That's how
the U.S. is not at war with the country of Venezuela. I know
Right.
the Attorney General said
Look,
on another
this
network
is not-
she thinks this is going to go to the Supreme Court.
Sure, that's
you
fine.
wanna
But
have
no,
this
but
fight.
Margaret, we have instances where the IRGC from Iran have operated to by with and through Mexican cartels to then bomb facilities here in the United States. We've taken decisive action in that regard. We're going to take decisive action in this regard. And we're making a Washington, D.C. distinction when the American people are tired of being terrorized by these gangs.
No one
So-
is defending gangs, but
but it sounds like it. It certainly sounds
That-
like
yeah,
it
you
from
know
the
what?
Democrats on the other side. It
this is
sounds like
being
in the case of this judge
carried
that
out.
wanted.
I'm telling you this right now. I think the Trump administration has the winning argument as far as like the American people. Like if you took a poll on it, then I think that they would side with the Trump administration and their rationale. That doesn't mean that how do you put this? That doesn't mean that the legal justification for it is correct. This is one where Trump will win the battle of popular opinion, but I think he's way out over his skis on the legal justification for this. And again, I say it with a smile because I'm with him on immigration, but if you're trying to convince me that you're doing this by the book, it's kind of flimsy. Dinosaur Fuel with $10. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You guys did come within $40 of getting us an extra hour of overtime tonight, so thank you very much for that. We did go a little over our overtime. So we're going to send it back to 60, and we're going to give you guys credit for that 20 and put you 20 ahead for tomorrow night. So thank you guys very much. You do deserve that. We're not just going to put that into a black hole and knock that number down to 40. It'll be 60 again tomorrow morning. I'm not going to give the morning show your guys' contributions. Thank you guys very much. A great show tonight. You knocked out the goal. We even went over. You guys are the absolute best, and we will talk to you again tomorrow morning, bright and early at 6 a.m.